tell him to join.
Wouldn't it be nice? Hey, well,
he'll be a surprise guest.
Right, we got Enrique Iglesias as a surprise guest.
He's doing a cameo in the background.
Now, well, hey, we want to say thank you to everybody that's tuning in.
Are we live?
Yeah, we should be live already, right? Are we live? We're good to go?
What podcast is this? What are we at?
Number 9.
Damn.
Can you believe we're at number 9 already?
That's crazy. I had no, honestly, I didn't know. I didn't realize how well the podcast was going to do and how it was going to get accepted. We've had some really good interviews, man. Cheers.
Not just
cheers to that. This is actually tea.
All right, there you go.
This is what Mr. Julio ordered.
And you guys have water with lime and salt.
Lime and salt. Keeping it healthy.
Man, shout out to CJE for being here today.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you,
If you
Mr.
haven't heard of
Carranza.
CJE, just drive by east of 281, and you'll see about, I don't know, $10,000 worth of construction signs everywhere.
Just the signs, $10,000.
Yeah. And
You know
that's
what?
and that's lowballing it.
And they never make it past the foundation stage.
Oh, no. I thought it was just us, bro.
I'm not the only one.
I thought it was just us. That by the time foundation's done, signs are gone, bro.
And it's always one to like the left.
It's
Just like that.
I was actually just talking. I got a picture like literally 30 minutes ago from a sign that was broken. It adds up. Somebody needs to do something about that, right? We should create signs that are a little more durable. Whoever making signs out there,
make the signs a little more durable, please.
it's probably not good for business, right? But
Please.
Either way, I think it'd be great if they would last.
Yes,
If they
definitely.
would
Want to say thank you to Palenque Grill for hosting the podcast.
Yes. Cheers to them.
Super
Shout out.
accommodating.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to that.
Another cheers. All right.
Cheers to that.
We got to be real careful today because I think last time we had a podcast with Juan Carlos and Archie, which was a great podcast.
Great.
And we went 3 hours, and we got a little toasty.
But without actually wanting or having the plan to be there. It was just good conversation.
It just didn't end.
It just didn't end.
I swear to God, it would have kept going.
Yeah. If we wouldn't have been cut off by management that was like, hey guys, like y'all already exceeded your time, we're like, oh shit. Like,
And we ran out of tequila.
I don't know if I should be proud or scared.
Definitely scared.
All right.
Definitely scared.
oh man.
Hey, man, it's nice to have you on the podcast, bro.
Thank you for having me, man. And, when you look at Ron and you think he's the big name in the construction industry, you think about Mario, he's running this. I'm very happy to be here.
Yes, sir.
We're happy to have you too,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely, man. If in case everybody out there doesn't know, that Julio sits on the board with STBA, and he helped us get the party started.
Yeah, everybody had a little bit to do with it, right? It was just a lot of work initially. Never thought it was going to reach something like this, but I think it's in the infancy stage. We still got a long ways to go.
I agree with you 100%.
Mario's got some big things to do nationwide. No one's counting.
We are trying to go national.
Besides Julio?
No pressure. No pressure.
We have reached out to our political figures, both here in the state and in Washington, to get recognized by the National Association of Home Builders, which is something that you have been, talking about since the very beginning.
We have to. We have to.
It's important, bro, and I agree with you. And at the beginning, I don't know that I had that. That I felt that it was that necessary, and now you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's very necessary. But the way things are structured, for the people that don't know, there's one charter in the area, and
shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Definitely.
And they're doing great.
Yep.
We have a different perspective, different vision. Not to take away anything from them, but I think we need to find ways so that we can be having access to all those legislatures up there in nationwide and statewide, and we're not recognized right now, but we will be. Guarantee it.
Definitely working on it.
I have no doubt we will.
Yes, sir.
We're definitely working on it. We're for the people that don't know, we're definitely making our moves with it, and we have people that are in Congress that are actually helping us to be able to get on. So we're definitely pushing the train forward. On
the
that.
line of communications are definitely open,
Yes,
and so we've reached out.
And great to everybody that's helping us out, right? All the partners in there. You know, without them, we wouldn't be here, right? We're a nonprofit. You guys' membership is funding this, so we appreciate every single one of you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
When we first started this thing, I don't know if you remember, but we went to the Radisson, and we had just a random meeting, called some builders together to talk about what was going on in the market as far as pricing and how it was escalating and it was out of control and what we were going to do. And so we met up, and then I think a couple meetings later, we're like, well, let's start an organization. Let's actually do this legitimately. Let's hire an attorney. Let's fund it. We put money out of our own pocket.
Yes, sir.
To fund it.
Everybody did. Everybody on the board did initially.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we got together and we created a mission statement. We created bylaws. I mean, we did the whole thing legit.
And for people that don't understand or don't know what it takes to create that particular organization or organization in general, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort from people. And these guys are not in what's whatsoever getting compensated for any of that. You know,
I'm still waiting for my check.
What happened?
Nunca agarré mi cheque.
Everything is basically just out of the goodness of people's hearts. And you know, I saw something today on the group chat, and we had a new builder ask a question, and for you to respond and be like, "Hey, call me. I got you. Let me help you out." I mean,
bro, I would say that's on the daily. Yeah. And that is such a positive thing.
You know, that culture wasn't here before.
It didn't.
I could tell you that,
bro.
You know,
it didn't even
like,
exist, Julio.
You're driving, like, who's that guy? They're like outside the model, and they're like, oh, it's them again.
Someone's looking at my model.
Hey, ya no te copes.
And then you catch them, and they just like.
That's
remember that,
bro. That's so crazy that's the way it was back.
It was wild, bro.
Before we started this,
it was wild. And that would trickle down. Like it would trickle down. It would trickle down from you know, like the parents to the kids. Like, hey, like, watch out, man. There might be builders coming around or whatever. And it was something that obviously you went through and you went through.
Yeah,
I got to experience it, you know, myself. But it's not like that at all now.
It's not, man.
At least not within us.
Yeah, at least not with this organization. And I don't really talk to other people. I talk to some builders. Most of them are part of our organization. And the ones that are not, they're already old enough to say, hey, what do you need? What can I help you with?
Yeah.
Right? But it was at one point, because remember, for a long time, there was no construction, no development, or very little of it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Very little of it. So it was a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
Right. I remember when I started, I bought my first lot from Cruz Cantu. Shout out to Cruz Cantu.
Shout out.
And Manuel Cantu. I think it was Red Rock Development. They're in Sterling Heights on the east side of Edinburgh.
How long ago was this?
I think it was in 2014 when I did my first spec home.
Nice.
Yeah, I was spec home. I remember it was 175.
Things were still a little slow then.
So 9 years ago.
It was
9 years ago.
Yeah, but we built it and we sold it. It took like a month to sell or 2 months. It was normal, right? That was the norm. And then just like everybody else, started wanting to do more. You know?
Yeah.
But Cruz helped me out. He made sure that we got the financing. Financing is very important.
Absolutely.
And that's
can't build it if you don't have any money to pay it.
Yeah, and before I would hear a lot of people say, "Well, I use my own money," like it was a flex,
right?
And awesome, but I think I've learned to leverage the financing side of things to be able to really expand and use your money to build more homes. Right?
Prior to construction, for the people who don't know, you have a background in lending, right?
Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, like
how does Julio get into this?
In the real estate.
Why did you want to do this crazy?
I don't know.
Because it makes millionaires.
Why did you get into this freaking stressful job?
You know what? It is very stressful. It is very stressful if you don't have your stuff in order, your systems, your processes. And the quality and the financing and all that good stuff. But basically, I was a teacher before, and then my older brother was with, I believe, West Wind.
What did you teach?
I taught special ed. That's why me and Ronnie get along so good. I know how to maneuver the guy.
Yeah. Hey, I feel right at home.
Yeah.
Wow.
I always have to check for understanding, right? Like, do you understand?
All right, I set that up.
Yeah, no, it was special ed, and I loved it. I swear to you, I did. I was so gun ho about it.
Where did you teach at?
PSJ.
Why did you get it?
Okay, cool.
Let's go back. Why did you get into special ed? Well,
Honestly, I was when I went to I wasn't going to go to the university, but my wife. Shout out to my wife. I know she's probably watching.
Shout out.
Mel.
Shout out Mel. I wanted to impress her, and I applied to go to UTPA. And I wanted to be in criminal justice, dude. I wanted to be a cop, just like Dan, right? Dan wanted to be a cop. Me and Dan are
you and Dan are both sitting in cop school. Like, bro,
throwing you a plug, Dan.
you want to do something different?
Yeah, but when I was 21, I got a DWI.
Okay.
Didn't have the money to expunge it, right? It's all about money, right? Follow the money. And I said, shit, what I do? So I got into HEB with the School of Retail Management. Great company, by the way. Taught you a lot of things. Then I became a teacher. And I did that for 4 years. I was department head. I was coaching, and I really, really liked it.
Coaching too.
What school at PSJ?
Austin Middle School. I did middle school. It was great. I really loved it. A lot of relationships there with the kids. Kids still call me. I've hired some of my kids.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I still see them and stuff. So anyway, after that, I was going to get my master's, and I stopped. I was like 3 weeks away from getting my master's because Carlos had opened up a construction company. He says, hey, you can help me do sales, right? And I said, no, you're crazy, right? I got this.
I'm a teacher.
I'm a teacher.
What am I gonna go
dude,
do
I had
with
it
sales?
made. You know, you think about it. You're dead broke, and then now you're making $60,000. It's like, whoa.
Right.
Like,
I remember
made
those
it.
times.
That's it.
I remember those times, dude. We talked about this at dinner one time when you and I and Mel went to dinner. We talked about that. Like, dude, you're growing up. You think, man, if I ever get to make $40,000 a year, bro, like, what? I'm gonna be killing it. You know?
And that's how we felt. And that's how we felt. She was a teacher. I was a teacher. So we had $100,000. It was like, wow. We were the ones
Coming into the same house.
Living large.
Yeah. It's like, dang. And shout out to Robert Cordova, because he financed my first house.
Wow.
Really? I remember Robert
through the mortgage company.
Through the mortgage company.
Yeah.
Go Robert.
Yeah.
I like Robert, bro. Robert's straight up.
Robert's a good guy.
Yeah.
He drives to my house because he forgot a signature. And he's there. It's like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
This is 2014.
No. When I got my house, I was still a teacher, so I think it was 2009.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
He funded your personal house.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Robert did, right? So he did great. Hell of a guy.
So
He
prior,
quit.
did you build your personal house?
No, I was a teacher at the time.
So you
right?
just bought your personal
bought the house
at the time.
a whopping $45,000. Right?
Oh shit.
Yeah, the mortgage
you can't even
was
buy
like
a lot for that right now.
no, the mortgage was like $500, and we were like freaking out, like $500.
How are we gonna pay for this?
How do we do that? You know. Anyway, so going back to that, Carlos had started with Westwind, and then he went with Hugo Lara with Camelot, and he started to do his own thing with your primo, actually, with Ivan.
With Ivan.
With
Yeah,
Ivan.
shout out to Ivan.
Shout out to Ivan. And that's it. I started as a regular salesman. And then from a salesman, I said, hey, we're going to...
How many houses did you sell your first year?
I killed it the first year.
Really?
I really did. Yeah, I was
Yeah?
proud of myself. Yeah, I did.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I became...
What was the secret to your success in sales? Because I've seen you,
I
and
think-
you are good at it.
I'm not good at it.
I was actually having this conversation with my brother, and shout out, he's probably on the Bobcat right now, and he was like, I'm gonna tune in, but one thing that sets you apart from the people that I've met is that your communication skills are far past most people, bro.
Well, thank you.
You're able to communicate, and you're able to read as you're talking.
He's a teacher.
Yeah.
Read as I'm talking.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
At least that's what I see.
Oh, like read the person. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't read and talk at the same
Yeah,
time.
but like you're like what I see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm
don't know.
a teacher at heart, I think. You know,
Yeah.
When I was a teacher, I really liked that. You know, and I guess that's where the communication you had to, so that you can convey the message, convey the lesson, and stuff like that. But thank you very much. Very, very, very kind of you.
I think I remember when we first started doing the meetings with the builders with STBA. And I remember this vividly because we'd hand over the mic to Julio for the round table at the end, so everybody that had questions, and you could see like the teacher in you come out and coach, and educate. It was a pleasant thing to see.
But you know what? We never had that. You know, coming into this business initially, I wish I did. I would have not made as many mistakes if I have. Because trust me, I made a ton of mistakes.
Same here. Still do.
But even then, bro, like people that have guidance, we all make mistakes, bro.
Yeah.
And we all learn from it.
Yes, sir.
You know, you're not gonna live this life and move forward without making mistakes. We all need to make mistakes
Every day.
Every day.
You know,
every day,
bro.
the thing is, we all know that, but when you make that mistake, it's like, man, I think we're a little bit harder on ourselves than we should be. But yeah, going back to your question, what let me sell so much was really constant follow up.
Yeah,
constant follow up. I get home from school. I was teaching because I quit. I came home from. I went to the model home. We had it at Pepperidge. Remember Pepperidge?
Pepperidge, yeah.
Canton.
Yeah.
Hold on. But when you quit, you decided that's it.
That's it. I'm on the jump in the deep end. Like, I don't need the degree, because if you would have gotten the degree, you could say, I can fall back on the degree.
Right.
So you said, nah. I was getting my master's. I said, no, I don't need it.
So you have a bachelor's right now.
I got a bachelor's.
You got a bachelor's.
Yeah, and then like 3 months away from a master's. And
did you ever go back and do it?
No.
Do you feel the need to?
I don't feel the need to get a master's in, I think it was educational leadership, but I always try to get into courses. I always try to learn something. Not like a formal education per se. Here's a certificate and stuff like that, but I'm always learning. I'm reading. I go to events. I go to conferences.
Would you ever considering going back to law school?
We've
talked about this
we've
before.
talked about that.
You'd be a hell of a lawyer, bro.
I swear to God.
I don't know, man. Like going back to school like that, like full time, I'd probably do it part time. Yeah. And I think I'd enjoy it.
I think you'd be great at it.
Well, thank you. I hope you're not my first client, right?
Maybe on the positive end.
On the positive end, right?
Maybe
Let's open up stuff like that. But yes,
I won the lottery. I need an attorney to help me. Help me with that.
We need to claim all that money.
Absolutely, and you win it. But yeah, it just sell, right? Just call them. Hey, Mario, you want to do this? Hey, Mario, you want to do this? No, call me later. Just call. Just continue until they tell you, don't call me anymore.
It's a job, right? It's a grind. Right. I don't think people realize that sales isn't necessarily about how good you are with your tongue as much as how good you are at getting to work on time, making the phone calls,
following up,
persistence, following up, knowing your product,
and reading the person in front of you, man. Because, man, you all have been in Pareto homes where there's 50, 100 people.
We did that.
And you're walking this house and you already know who doesn't give a shit about what you have to say. Let's be honest. You already know. It's like, all right, I'm spilling the specs of the home and everything. They don't care, bro. And then, but you have that one person where you're like, man, everything I'm saying is clicking, you know? And maybe this person will buy the house. Or better yet, maybe I'll build a house for this person.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm sure you've been through those situations where it's like, man, you know when you're wasting your time on a person, and you know when you've already have somebody on the hook.
Yes.
How do you feel about that, though? Because, anyway, how do you feel about that?
Wasting my time with people? Yeah. At the time when I would sell, I really don't sell too much anymore, but when I did, I would just call everybody, and I'm guilty of just focusing on the people that really, I captured their attention.
Yeah.
Because remember, in real estate, if they're coming to you, it's not like cold calling, right? Or at least, you know, I'm not a great salesman, and that's my downfall, right? But people come to you. They go to your house. They're looking at homes. They want to buy, and you want to sell. So there's a common denominator, and that's a home. So, right, we're on the same page. Let's get it done, you know?
Yeah.
And make it happen for them.
Yeah. Obviously, CJE sells a lot of homes. You're not doing the sales anymore, but you got to hire staff to do it. And you wouldn't know what to coach and wouldn't know what to teach unless you had done it before, right? And you've been there.
I've been there. I've done the calls, and I've done the closings, and I've had the bitter customers and the happy customers.
I've thought about that, and I wondered to myself, like, what is your what is your process in hiring people to work for you when you look for someone to represent CJE, represent you as a salesperson? I've gotten the privilege to know your background and to know you as a person and to know your demeanor as, you know, a hustler recognizes a hustler, you know? So what is it that you look for in a person when you're looking to hire someone to represent CJE?
It depends on the position, right? You can't get a stone cold killer to be the receptionist. And you can't get a
hello, who the fuck is this? Probably,
what do you want?
Probably not a good idea.
What do you want?
Yeah.
But you might use those guys to do the trash pickup, right?
Sure.
It just depends on what I'm looking for, but definitely the number one thing out of everything is attitude. The attitude that they have to work and to learn.
Right.
I can do a way better job moving forward hiring people for the trash pickup and the labor position, but I think I've done a great job with my employees. Eloise has been the longest employee we have.
I get emails from her often. Yeah.
Emails like, call Ronnie, but he doesn't answer. Eloisa, just call Ronnie. All right, I'm going to copy you on it. I got shout out to Eloisa if she's listening.
She's doing great, man.
She's phenomenal. She's been there the longest.
She's got your back.
Yeah, and I got hers. She knows that. And then sales is also sales is a high turnover job.
Okay.
When you hire a salesperson, they're most of the time go-getters, so they want to do one thing on their own at one point in time.
Sure.
So
they're risk takers.
Yeah,
risk takers eventually open up.
That's the
businesses.
sales personality, right? Project managers, they want more of the structure. They want a little bit more.
Pun intended.
No pun intended. Shout out structure. It's just a different person, right?
Right.
But for sure, attitude number one has got to be there.
Yeah.
And the willingness to be coached.
To be coached.
Learn.
To learn.
If,
to listen.
If you're not willing to get coached, then you don't belong in an organization, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going back a little, right? Because I like to take this methodically.
Go for it.
And then paint the picture for everybody so that they can get to know Julio the way I know Julio. You're doing your teaching. You decide, all right, I'm gonna go sell some homes. And you do that successfully, and then boom, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do my own thing.
No, I'm becoming a lender.
You became a lender.
Lender first.
Yeah.
Okay, now with the chronology.
Yeah.
The chronology matters.
I want to hear about that.
Yeah.
I want to hear like, okay, so you became a lender. Tell us about how.
Did I just say
how
chronology? How do you spell that?
I don't want to know.
I think you meant chronologically.
Chronologically.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Chronological.
Who inspired you to become a lender, or how did it happen?
I don't think it was of an inspiration. I thought of it to just expedite the process. To be honest,
Okay.
I really didn't think of it as an entrepreneur and think, hey,
You're
there's
doing
more
sales?
I'm
And then
doing
you're
sales, and I'm calling the lender. Lenders, please don't do this. If we call you, answer and give us an app.
That's
right
my
away.
biggest pet peeve.
You know, my brother was aggressive.
Shout out to the lenders.
Shout out
we
to the
love you.
Shout out to
I don't want no hate mail.
Yeah, you know, my brother was like, "What's up? Where's this?" And like, it was pressure, like hardcore, right? I'm his little brother. He tells me what to do.
Yeah.
I was raised that way. Shut up and just listen.
Right,
So
right.
I'm like, man, this lender is with a customer, and I don't like. What better way to soften the load on everybody? I said, you know what? I'm just become a lender.
Right.
I got online. I think it was a course. I got licensed like in a month. Or a month and a half, something like that. I became a lender with Willowbend Mortgage. Robert was very receptive. He opened his doors. And we did it just because it was a little bit more expeditious, right? The process.
Facilitate your sale.
Yes, you want to come to my house? Let's get pre-approved right now. Don't
Yeah.
let them leave.
Right.
Our salesman mentality, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Stay here and let's get it done. And
Right.
that's how it started, right? And I guess now at that point, you got two incomes.
Right.
And you look at it that way because if for all the builders that are out there, we all know you sell a house, you got a client there with you, they're super excited, you just showed them your product,
They're hot.
they like it, they're hot. Let me hook you up with the guy, go see him in a couple days, and then shit, and sometimes they don't call you back.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I know a guy, right? And that's it. That's how it works.
Yep.
So
To stop that, Julio's like, all right, well, in my sales job that I'm doing now, how can I make it better? I'm gonna do lending.
Yeah, and it was way faster, and we would send it to the bank, and the whole process, right? And then we'd get the financing. Then I was like, wow,
That wasn't too bad.
it was good money back then. Lenders would get paid 3.25%
Wow, off of every sale.
off of every sale.
Shit,
Sorry, guys.
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, dude.
It's a lot of money on the table back then. 3.25%.
Because as a sales guy, if you're with Hugo, for example, or your brother, you're getting paid what, 1.5, 2?
I don't remember. Honestly, I was on a salary. I said, brother, you pay me $60K, I'd go with you.
Yeah,
Let's
And I
go.
was happy, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll go wherever you need me to go.
yeah. And then now you got that on top of it. And I said, wait a minute. Whoa. I do less work lending.
And I'm
I
getting
was
paid
doing
more.
everything over here, and I'm getting paid more. So then you have some money and say, hey, can I build a house? I asked my bro, hey, can I build a house? Like, yeah, build it, Put it under, Newmark at the time it was called, and we did it. So we started building. Cruz gave us the first spec, and it just 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever, right? And at one point, obviously, we broke up because, different routes,
Right.
You want to go this way, I want to go this way. Oh, let's shake hands, and we go all separate ways.
Sure.
Right.
So we started doing that, right? So I got a little bit more hard on the lending, and the construction was more of an investment, right?
Okay.
And that's what we started doing, just spec homes, 2, 3, 4 at a time, and we just kept it going that way.
This is 2014 to 2016. Not so much,
On or
right?
about, yeah. And then in 2017, again, shout out to my wife. She wanted 7 acres, right? She wants to be a country girl and all that. I said, let's do 7 acres. I bump into Mario Reina. Shout out to Meldon and Hunt. They're partner, right?
Yes,
Mario
sir.
Reina, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
Partners.
and by the way, Mario helped me out this morning on a little situation that I have in the subdivision. So shout out to Mario. He told me he was going to be tuning in. So I said, hey, give me a proposal for this. And the 7 acres, my wife's dream house, just went crashing down. It was just like, I got you later, baby. Don't worry.
Because
I wanted to do a subdivision.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
So
did our
here's
first
7 acres.
years.
Mario.
Mario, make it
Nice.
happen, And then that was our first subdivision.
Draw a bunch of imaginary lines
was,
on this property and, so that we can sell them.
Dude, again, 100. It was on the east side of Edinburgh, on Alberta.
Okay.
It is called Alberta Village now, and it was a 7-acre tract, just like one street.
How many?
Yeah.
How long
It was
ago was
100.
this?
It was 185,000. Those 7 acres. Think about that. 185,000. Do the math. I mean, talking about
Nah.
Yeah, it's less than 20 grand.
yeah.
You're looking at like maybe 14,000 an acre.
Yeah.
Those
yeah.
days are gone.
Oh, they're gone. They're long gone. So after that, well, just you grow, right?
What does Mel say? Mel's like,
About what?
I mean, she wants her house.
Well, now
And
when I
Julio,
got her,
no, baby.
I mean-
we're gonna
well,
do
I got
this
her-
business.
Yeah, I got her.
How long
She
have-
was very supportive.
How long
Yeah.
have you been with your wife?
Since I was in high school.
For the people that don't know, so
Yeah.
it's been
High school sweetheart.
It's been how long now? Like over what, 20 years?
20 years this year, actually. Yeah.
Cheers to that. And you got 4 beautiful kids.
Cheers
Four
to that,
beautiful
my brother.
kids. Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
You don't see
Yes,
that
sir.
anymore. Like
you?
you don't see that. Like, hey, that's 20 years, bro.
That's 20 years, and with your high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
With
I
your
mean,
high school sweetheart.
kudos to her, right? I mean,
She's
shit.
got she's got to support this dude.
Yeah, damn. I'm sure it's rough. I mean, I don't know. But shout out to her.
Mel is definitely the heart in your world.
She holds you down.
What
Does
do you
she
mean?
hold-
What do you mean by
Like,
that?
does she hold?
no,
Does she
she
hold you
keeps you
down?
grounded.
Like she keeps you grounded.
Well, yeah, because I don't know if I'd be able to calm myself down. I guess us guys, right? You need
Oh,
someone
dude, you're not the only one. Obviously,
just like,
we
chill out.
we
Don't
like
do
to
that.
we like to fly, and conversations that are had are, man, we're gonna change the world. We're gonna make a ton of money, and the women around us are the ones that settle down.
You know what? Lucky for me is she's not really a spender, right?
That's good.
She's not. She's not a spender, and I guess that keeps us good. We live in a modest house and stuff like that. But
And you have 4 kids,
3 girls and a boy.
3 girls and a boy. What's your youngest?
He's 6. He actually has his first game today.
Nice.
For what?
Yeah.
What
Flag football.
Ooh,
Yeah.
awesome.
So I'm gonna go.
Are you
there.
gonna coach? You should coach.
You know what? They asked for volunteers, and I said I'm gonna try. I really
Bro,
Get in
I'm gonna
there.
try.
What the hell?
I highly recommend you do
Just
it.
get in there, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, the coach is really cool. He allows us just to go in there whenever we want to. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm gonna do
Nice.
that.
I say this from experience, man. I had my kids. I got 2 kids. Cannon played soccer when from like 3-4 years old, and I was reluctant to coach them and get involved with all that stuff, and so I didn't get to do it with my oldest son, but with my daughter I did, and man, I really enjoyed that.
I think you said that last time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
So I'm gonna really, one of the things I like to do is just learn from people that have been in that experience.
Right.
I'm
Right.
definitely taking note of that. For
Super
sure.
satisfying.
Yeah.
From a good place.
Very good.
It's great.
You know, there's
I highly
something.
recommend it.
I recently went to go visit my grandma, and I went to visit my grandma in Rio Grande, and she lives with my uncle and my aunt. And one of the things that my uncle told me, he's like, "Hey, you're gonna be a dad, right?" I was like, "Yes, sir, I'm gonna be a dad." Blah blah. And we're eating, and he was like, "I'm gonna give you some advice. Don't ever feel like you don't have time to do things with your child."
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay. And then he was like, because I felt that I didn't have the time to spend with. I have a little cousin. She's a senior now, and he was like, "Dude, I wish I would go back and participate in the FFA events how I do now, how I wasn't doing 4 years ago." And he was like, my excuses for not making time were just excuses.
Yeah.
He's like, they were just excuses, man. Like, I look back now and I'm like, he was like, dude, she's going to leave to college. So he's like, I lost all this time where now I'm having fun and I'm having a great time. And she shows como borregos, or whatever. And
FFA.
yes, sir. And then whatever money they sell that for, they're going to use it to her college fund.
Yeah.
So his thing was like, dude, I used to make the excuse that I didn't have time to be a part of anything.
Sure.
And he's like, don't ever make that excuse. He's like, because you can make time.
Yeah.
And it's
I
crazy.
agree with that. Don't be too hard on yourself, right? We're all figuring it out, and we don't have there's no book truly on how to live life, right? And so don't be so hard on yourself. But if you have an opportunity to give advice to somebody that'll be positive and beneficial,
Yeah.
I feel an obligation to say, man, if you got time, dude, coach your son.
Do it.
That'd be cool.
I'm gonna do it.
Do
I'm
it.
gonna do that. I said Uncle Ronnie said. to
Yeah,
coach
do
you.
it, bro. And if you need me to help, bro, I'll go. If you call me and say, hey, wait, come help me at this practice, I'll do it.
If you need an offense,
You know what the funny thing is that, and everybody should know that knows Ronnie. Ronnie, when he says something, he's gonna do it. And I've never seen a more zealous leader. Like one of the reasons we're where we're at, I think, is because of the leadership, and not the leadership as the board. Yes, great, but the leader as in Ronnie, he really spearheads that a lot. I'm not saying that because you're here, but yesterday I really saw the vision that you had about that idea. I'm not going to say what the idea is.
Great, bro.
Looking into the future.
Yeah.
I really saw your eyes light up, and I'm going to support you with that because you are a great leader.
Thank you, man.
You're really into it,
Yep.
big time. You could tell.
Yep.
Hey, true story. I nominated Ronnie to be the chairman when we all started because I think he's got a great following. His heart is where it needs to be. And he is really gung ho about this.
it's the positive energy.
I went into that meeting, bro. Yes,
Kozo.
sir, yes, sir. I went into that meeting with no expectations. To be honest with you, I did want to be part of something bigger, and that was really cool. And when Julio nominated me to be the chairman, man, humbling, right? Why me?
Yeah.
And so if you believe in me, then shit, I can't let you down.
No, and
We've had these conversations.
Yeah, we have, and we all believe in you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep striving. Keep kozoing for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
It's that vibe, man. It's that good vibe.
absolutely, man.
Keeps us all headed towards the light, in the right direction, which is it's a much better place to be, in my opinion,
Absolutely,
from
brother.
a spiritual sense.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Anyway, this podcast is not about me. It's about Julio. Thank you for the kind words, Julio. We've always had them. All right, so we going through the timeline.
Going through the timeline.
We got some kiddos. The wife is the wife has always been super supportive.
Super.
You guys have been there since the very beginning, since high school. You get into teaching, working on your master's, decide to go into sales and construction. That goes well. You want to facilitate that process, and so you open up a lending company because where there's opportunity, obviously Julio's is gonna see it
For sure.
and then eventually you see an opportunity in construction. And mind you, Julio built a shit ton of houses.
How many houses did you build in your lifetime, bro?
I don't know. I did the count. I think it was slightly over 200 or 300, something like that. I think 300 and some.
CJE is killing it, to say the least, right? You're running
That's a lot of houses.
a legitimate business, stand up business that's fucking killing it in the construction
Great
industry.
operation, bro.
Yeah.
The great operation.
Oh, we
If
got
you
a
don't
long
know
ways
Julio,
to
man, Julio is so organized, so he knows how to run a company. How did you get to that point?
Well, I wasn't going to get into construction. I was really focused on lending, and I got into some trouble, and they shut my stuff down. This is honest. And I was in a honeymoon with my wife, and I get a phone call from the CEO at the time, and they were saying, "Hey, man, we're going to have to shut you down." It was in August, I remember. And it was July when I had gotten indicted.
What year is this?
This is 2019.
Okay.
4 years ago. 4 years
Yeah.
ago in July.
Right before COVID.
Right before COVID, I got indicted, and I had just closed on the Heights on Wisconsin, and we were over there having fun, and they called me, "Hey, we're going to shut down your operations." I had a good operation going, had a ton of people in my office.
On the lending side?
On the lending side, but they went and they shut everything down one day to the next. I was doing the subdivision, but I wasn't really involved in the process. I was just doing the operations.
Okay.
I was making good money in the lending side, and that happened. So I went 100% construction.
Yeah.
After that, if it weren't for that, I'd probably be a little bit more into lending. Who knows, right? Who
Right.
knows where life takes you? But
Right, definitely.
after that, I focused 100% in construction, and I said, "Hey, let's go." And we started building a ton.
And here we
used
are.
all of our resources for that, right? All the money that we've saved. I said, "Hey, let's gamble."
Let's roll the fucking dice,
Gotta
right?
take a gamble.
You
I
can't.
had to start from zero again, right? And yeah,
For anybody, excuse me, for anybody that wants to start their own business, I think one constant that we've noticed in all the podcasts that we've been doing is, man, you do not get there unless you take a risk.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Nothing is given.
No.
It's not going to fall on your lap.
Yep.
An opportunity isn't just going to be like, here it is, a bunch of money, here,
Hell
put it in your
no.
bank.
Hell no.
unless it's PPP.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Everybody, you got to take a risk.
Yeah.
And like you said right now, you gambled it all
I did. We did
with kids
with kids. Yeah,
and a wife.
But you know what? We live in the greatest country in the world,
Damn right.
and we got
Cheers to that.
Yeah,
I believe
cheers to
that 1,000%.
And then we got great opportunity. If you're not successful, if you're not taking advantage of the opportunity, it's because of you.
Right.
I mean, there's a ton of excuses, but there's really more opportunity that you can fathom. Honestly, there really is.
It's not like Julio started from, 2. He started from 0,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And everybody that I know,
I think we all did, right?
we all started from 0.
Yeah.
And so it's absolutely possible. We do live in the greatest country on earth, and if you want to make it, you can.
The thing is, we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
The work doesn't stop. Honestly, we haven't even started. The Valley's not that old.
It's not
You got big players like Chavi's doing a phenomenal job.
killing it, bro. Killing it.
And all this young
Energy,
Bro, we were
energy,
driving.
talent.
We're driving. We're coming from Rio Grande. Dad's in the driver's seat, mom's in the back. And it was just silence. Everybody was just, I guess, enjoying the ride. Mm-hmm. We're driving back. It's a 45-minute drive.
Story of my life.
And we're just chilling. We're just chilling. And we're passing La Jolla. We passed La Jolla. We passed Mission. And I remember I saw the skyline of McAllen with the new highway that they're building, right? And I remember telling my parents, I was like, God, this looks good. And it's not even where it could be.
I mean, it's growth, right?
It's growth, bro.
It's in the right direction.
I probably hadn't been to Rio in fucking years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hadn't been out there in years. So we're driving back, and you get to see the new highway they've built. They're going to build all this other stuff that's going to go around La Jolla.
Loop and stuff.
All this stuff, and then you're driving back, and you see this, and I remember I was like, man, that looks good.
The growth is unreal.
It's good, bro.
The growth is unreal.
What do you see here in the future, man, in the next 5-10 years here in the Valley?
I think everybody will tell you that.
You got your pulse on it?
Yeah, I got a pulse on it. I think we're really going to grow. I don't know the empirical data on it, right? But whenever I see a ton of traffic, I'm like, wow, this is great.
Right.
Trenton is backed up.
Oh, yeah.
Nolana is backed up. 5 o'clock everywhere is backed up. That wasn't a thing before.
Oh, hell no.
That was not a thing before.
Not at all.
You know? So when I see that, I'm like, amazing. Get more bombarded, right? We're really going to get a better feel once they finish all the construction on the expansion on the expressways.
Right, right.
Once they make it larger, you're going to get a better feel.
Yeah.
But we have different markets, right? We got Mexico, we got the
northern markets.
A lot of government entities, right? You got Border Patrol, Customs, you got the state troopers. I mean, yes, we don't have too many 401k jobs, and none of the big companies. We got a lot of government sectors here, but there's a lot of people that come and do business in Mexico that stay here. Right. We got people retiring over here because it's the subtropics.
Right.
People from Florida. I mean, you guys know that. You guys
medical.
Whatever I'm saying, all the builders and realtors know. Like, yes, that's true. That's the people that are buying the houses.
Right.
Right. Right. And we got to do is just build it.
And we have cities that are willing to put more money into their cities at the moment.
Yeah.
Well,
not the. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we have cities that are excited of the growth, and are.
We have some cities that are doing a good job, man.
I think when it comes to just like Houston and all these metropolitan areas, you got the hub in the center, all the downtowns and all the commerce. Then it starts expanding into the suburbs.
Yep.
That's going to start happening in the Mid Valley.
Yep.
Shout out.
You already see it.
Zarate's doing a great job over there.
Oscar's killing it over there, man.
Oscar's
doing a great job.
He's doing great. So that's what you're going to start seeing because developers are not going to want to pay too much, right?
Yep.
Some will, some won't, right? The majority of the people are first time.
The numbers need to make sense, yes, and it's a constant ebb and flow of okay, now it's time to build outside. Okay, now it's time to build inside, and it's constantly just doing this, right? And so, like Xavi, for example, he focuses his energy on some of the
higher end,
the higher end stuff that's inside.
That's his market,
yeah, that's the market. But the markets are always going to be fluctuating, and they're always going to go in and out. And so there's I think right now and in the near future, right, we need lots that are less expensive because interest rates are going up. So land costs got to be land cost per unit's got to be a little lower. And so, you got to constantly be adjusting. You're doing some, can I say?
What?
In Harlingen?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
You're doing some townhomes in Harlingen.
Yeah.
And the premise behind that is, okay, well, now we got to make the lots a little smaller because interest rates are high.
High density.
And higher density so that at the end of the day, it's all about the payment.
Right.
And what people can afford, right? And so talk to us about that project, man. Why did you decide to jump into that?
So everything, when it comes to growth, you have to either solicit the business or people call you, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of your business, higher end, is referral business. A lot of the builders would say that's referral business. Basically, I'm doing a project with one of my mentors in Harlingen. He puts up the land, I put in the construction, and I get some people walk by. They call me. They say, hey, we like what you're doing. We got some land that we're looking into doing something. It was the lady, and she said, I want you to meet with my husband. And lo and behold, the husband is the owner of a local bank. And he's the co-chairman, one of the founders. And he's got some land, and we started doing some stuff. And he liked the presentation. He liked the numbers. He trusts in me. And funny story, bro. One of his best friends was my attorney when I was going through the indictment.
Really?
Yeah, how God works,
That's life.
That's so life. In other words,
that says a lot.
It does.
Yeah, the individual knew what was going on. It was before I had gotten any dismissal, and he didn't care. He knew.
Yeah,
He says, "Oh, you're talking to Eddie. Oh, you're good." Eddie
he
told
knew
me
the truth.
He knew the truth. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that matters.
That mattered a lot
Because
and,
the truth and cheese man ain't the same shit.
It's not the same shit, you know. And once everybody's been a part of that, and I welcome it. It's okay, no worries.
It's all good.
You keep going, right?
Yeah. Move forward.
You don't listen. You just you know.
Kudos to you, man, because you have held that stance ever since I met you.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't give a fuck. I do me. I know me. And I'm doing right.
I respect
and I'm
that.
doing that by my kids.
I respect that.
And I guess the people that really have done business with me and know exactly how I do, they know how it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I mean, you got to be firm in your business, right?
Yes.
Because it feeds many mouths, not just your family, but the people that you hire,
right?
The people that you subcontract,
right?
And the families that you're doing homes for,
Yep.
right? I mean, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
Every penny counts.
Yep. And you have an obligation to be firm with those that aren't doing the right thing, because you owe it to the people that are doing the right thing, right? You want to make sure they're still getting paid. They still got a job.
Yeah.
And if somebody's going to come into your business and they're not going to do right, I mean, I know you're firm.
I'm firm.
And some people are not okay with that, right? And it affects them for whatever reason. But the reality is that you don't take those steps. The people that deserve it are getting aren't getting a fair share.
And
right?
I don't mind it, right? Because tempers flare, and just maintain your composure. And
It's because it's not easy, bro.
within time, they'll get over it.
Construction's not easy.
But you're good at it, bro. You're really good at that,
Yeah,
and you know how to cut it, nip in the bud, and move forward and push your business forward.
Yeah.
It's just like what you say. Check your ego at the door.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about the board, that I said, I'm not going to do this, remember?
Yeah.
And then Ronnie said, well, I think this isn't. Okay, I'll do it because it made sense.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it just because Ronnie said it.
Yeah.
But if Ronnie made sense, he made sense. Even if I said otherwise.
Yeah.
Right.
If it makes sense, it makes sense.
That's
bro.
a cool topic to go into, because I think people can get a lot of inspiration and feedback, good feedback from that. We have a board with a bunch of business owners.
Yeah.
And
They're all monsters.
you can't start a business without some kind of ego. You have to have some ego, right? You have to care about oneself to want to make
every
something.
successful businessman has an ego.
Yes.
There's no way a successful businessman doesn't have an ego. But it takes a true person to put their ego aside and come together with other people and understand what's better for everybody.
We do that.
Yeah, and that's what we do.
Yeah,
you know?
we do that.
That's
Yeah,
what
on the
everybody
board.
like yesterday's meeting with the board. That's what we did. You know, and everybody was like, "Man, what a great meeting!"
It was a really good meeting.
We're not always going to agree.
Right.
Mm-mm.
And I don't think there's ever a right or wrong. There's just different perspectives.
Yes.
And you got to respect it.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes the chairman says some stuff. I don't agree with it, but I believe for me, it's my duty sometimes to back him up, because that's what I told him I was going to do.
What I like
There you
most
have
about it is that everybody is able to voice their own perspective, and everyone's good. There's no like, oh, you're not with me, or oh, you're like, no,
No,
like,
bro, I swear to God, we have not had one single issue on the board amongst the board.
it's all good.
Not one, bro.
It's all good.
Not one.
Because we're open about it.
Yeah,
We're open
and
about
I guarantee you, we haven't agreed on everything. We don't
have
agree
not.
on everything at every board meeting, right?
Nope.
We don't. But for whatever reason, man, to me, it's just a beautiful thing for these people to come together and truly share their opinion, their vision for the future, their vision for the future of the organization, and all just kind of like
And it's not easy,
gets into
Yeah.
this flow, and
Yeah.
like we come up with a better.
And that's one of the reasons that
Answer.
for the viewers that are viewing and the board members that are paying attention, we ask everybody to be so involved, because you have people like Ronnie and Julio that are on the board that are trying to make the best decision for the organization, but they're still making the best decision that they can from response of what you're giving them. So it's like we need everybody to be involved, because these guys are breaking their head to do the best thing that they can for the organization in response to what you're telling us, you know? And it's sometimes I see it like, it's like, man, like, what do we do? You know, we're like the gallery. We're going to do the gallery. you know? And it's one of those things where now the gallery, now we're going to have awards in the gallery, you know? Now there's awards in the gallery. So it's like, okay, now we're giving awards. Why are we giving awards? The builders wanted awards. Yeah. That's what they wanted.
We're adapting.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's just like, you have to put in that time, and that ego has to go out the door. You know, one of the things that I've learned from being around you guys is that there's no such thing as ego. You know,
not when we're behind closed doors and we're really making decisions for everybody else. I want we as a board, we want every member, we want every partner to really get the most that they can from this organization. We want to see them grow, because if they grow, we grow. We got to be cohesive. There's going to be disagreements. Always.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, it was like, no, Ronnie's my lender, and Mario, I'm not going to use you because you're not
this guy.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, nah, you're with him. Nah, chale.
Yeah.
You know? And
bro,
they bait and switch, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was beef. There's been beef, and like, oh, you use that title company? Nah.
Yeah. I'm not going to use that.
Them? Nah.
Yeah.
Now it's just a more cohesive type of industry, right?
Yeah.
You shake hands and say, okay, all right, let's close the deal.
We know
Let's make it happen.
We were talking about this today. Man, I have learned so much from being in this organization. From you, from Madi, from everybody around us. I have learned. It feels almost exponential for me.
It's
because
crazy. It's crazy.
You come from this little world where it's like, this is what I do, to you expand that, and it's like he does it a little bit different, and let me take note of that, because that's actually pretty good, right? And
That's
then
true.
oh well, shit, Julio does this, and you know I'm gonna take note of that. That's actually pretty fucking good, right? That is a daily thing.
That's when Juan Carlos asked me. So we had lunch with Juan Carlos, Texas Glass, which was just on the previous podcast. He was like, I want to ask you something. I was like, okay. He was on my right. I was like, yeah, go for it. I was like, okay. And I've known these guys forever. And he was like, what have you learned from being at STBA? And he's like, what are you learning? I was like, man, I'm learning. I was like, if I can begin to explain to you what I'm learning, I was like, but this has been a great experience.
Yeah.
Because it's all schooling.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's all schooling. And I'm able to just listen to people that are living the life. Mm-hmm. It's not about anything other than you guys are just living the life. Mm-hmm. And I'm so grateful to just be able to sit here and have a conversation with the people that are living the life of potentially what I want to live. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it to me, it's awesome. To me personally, to hear what you guys have gone through. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I got to do this, but I can't do that. You know, or I shouldn't do this, but I should do that.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's all about expanding your mind, right? Like, it's joining STBA for me was a shot of fucking information.
Yeah.
But it took, like, all right, hey Julio, I want to get to know you, bro. Let's go to dinner.
Exactly.
Bring me home. Let's have dinner together.
For the people that ask, and this is one question that I get all the time. What am I going to get from STBA?
Whatever you want, bro.
Look, you're going to get out of STBA whatever you put into it.
Yep.
We're telling you, here is the meeting. Show up to the meeting, meet people. I guarantee you, and I'll put my money on it. If you ask this guy out to lunch, they're not going to tell you no.
Never.
So if you want to learn, if you want to ask questions, that is what you get out of STBA. It's not, and one thing that most people don't understand, that you're joining a non-profit organization. The name itself says it.
We make no money.
There's
zero
non-profit in the organization. So when people are like, what am I going to get? You have the wrong idea. It's what you can bring to the organization. It's not, we're not saying we're not here to help, but listen to the name. It's a non-profit.
Sure.
There's nothing.
That says it all, right?
There's no profit from it. You're gaining a network of knowledge. That's what you're
at
getting.
any given time.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what you're getting. Like,
So Julio's like, all right, I want to nominate Ronnie as chairman. Sí, cabrón. Well, then I'm nominating you as my vice chair.
Let's do it.
Let's get it done.
And let's make it happen.
And we
for
did, bro.
And thank you, Ronnie. It's been a great pleasure working with this
Hell
guy.
yeah,
I think
bro. Hell yeah.
I think we're heading the right direction. Thank you, Mario, for stepping up to the plate. I know that I called this guy once. I was like, God damn it, who's calling me?
fucking Julio.
But hey, but I can count on Julio to do what he does, right? Like he's good at that. He's good at Mario. Here's what I recommend. This is what you got to do to
Take
get
care of it.
organized.
Take care of it, big dog.
And this is what you got to tell that person. And this you got to stay on top of it. And you got to make sure you follow up. Like that is Julio.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I can always count on Julio to make sure that he keeps you straight.
And one of the things that I personally, and this is just me, is that I admire that. I admire that, and it's something. It reminds me a lot of my pop, because my pop is that type of person. Is like, yo, this is what you gotta do, bro. This isn't no if you want to fucking do it.
Your dad's hardcore. I don't think I'm at that level. He's a señorón. He's been in this business for a long time. One day I will be like him. I see him in all the trips. I said, one day I'm going to be like you. He's like, yo hago esto, yo me voy al rancho. No, like one day.
He's hardcore.
I'll do that.
Bro.
He's hardcore. Good
He's
guy.
hardcore. He's actually on a trip right now. They're traveling like the West Coast. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I took my brother out to lunch. I was like, hey, so we're moving machinery. Let's go eat some wings or whatever. I took him to go eat some wings. I gotta go back to work, way. And I was like, okay. Well, he's like, I got 15 minutes. Okay. See, ways, because Dad's watching the cameras.
That's badass.
That's funny, bro. Like it's funny because he's hardcore.
No, that's a good thing. Man.
He's working when he's not working.
Yeah. That means he cares.
One of the things that we can't lose focus on is how every partner has helped every member builder grow their business. You got the lumber providers. I've been with Zarsky since day one.
Yep.
You got the banks. I've been with Bank of South Texas since day one. Everybody, whenever that happened, every bank closer. I remember the bank that had financed our development told me, "Hey, we can't do business with you anymore." Mm-hmm. Bank of South Texas said, "Hey, let's keep going. You got accounts. Everything's healthy. Let's keep moving."
They believed in you.
They believed in me, and right now we know we're good. But every service provider, Melissa McCulloch.
Great.
Mikulik.
Yeah. I didn't know how to pronounce that then, but now I do. Yes.
Helped us out big time, right? And so all those people, you can't forget about it. They helped you out, So
and they're very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, our partners are doing good, man. Absolutely. I can talk about. I feel like we're not talking about our own stuff. We're supposed to be talking about Julio, but I can really give you an anecdote about. Even my relationship with our biggest line item in our budget is our lumber, right?
Yep.
And you got to have a good relationship with that guy.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna have a good relationship with somebody, it's that guy.
Yep. That should be your best friend.
Yeah, and Carlos and I, man, Carlos is a great dude. He's a sales manager over there at Builders First Choice, and he's been instrumental in and truly helping our business grow.
Sir. No, he's a good guy.
And I didn't know him before STBA.
Really?
No.
Are you
and you were using him already or no?
Bro,
No.
I am serious.
Him, right?
Oh, okay.
I am serious.
What?
Wow, very good.
Yeah, and then he's like, "All right, I'm gonna give you a good sales guy." He gave me Mario. I don't remember Mario's last name, but great sales guy. They take care of me. They've been, man. I appreciate the help that they've given me.
That's good,
It's been
bro.
fucking amazing.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. And that was because of STBA.
There you go, man.
It wouldn't have otherwise happened.
It's a great organization.
Yep.
So what else you want to guys?
What are we talking
you guys
about?
want to talk about?
So
Ask away, man, because hey, time's running out.
Well, you know what we didn't talk about at the beginning.
Shout out to Ulises.
Yeah.
Ulises is actually one of my business partners, Patricia Bay. Shout out to Patricia.
Yep.
She's been very instrumental in our success.
We need to get her on the podcast.
She's
we
very
definitely
shy.
do.
She's very shy, just like Ulises. He's getting red and he's not even on camera. How does that happen? But yeah, I mean,
For everybody that doesn't know, Ulysses is a 6'5", beautiful stud.
colored eyes,
Blonde hair.
blonde hair.
He's never gonna come on, but girls just hit him up.
Yeah, for sure. No, he's got to go.
You can find him behind the laptop.
Shout out to Lisa's. He does our marketing there with CJ. He does a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
He's a hard worker, and he's really, really good at what he does. Humble guy. He wants to learn.
Yeah. No, dude. Kudos to Ulysses because we wanted to do this podcast since we started the organization, right? And we could never get to see. We never were able to get the ball rolling truly, and then Pinche Julio's like, "But you know what? Just call Ulysses and he'll fucking set it up." And he'll fucking set it up.
He was like, "How about you?"
Hey, bro, it was done in a day.
All I had to,
I
remember I called him and I was like, "Yo, we're gonna get this shit going, whatever." He's like, "All right, bro, what do you need?" I was like, "Let's go."
Nobody else. Yeah, we can do a podcast. We'll record it. And oh, by the way, Ulysses, I want to go live on Facebook. Oh yeah, we get it. Next thing you know, we're fucking live.
We're live.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Giving everything out.
Don't make me look bad, boy. Boy,
Julio's on his ass.
Don't make me look bad, boy. I ain't tripping. He's always good. He's always good at what he does.
He's doing great, man. He's doing really good.
Here we go. We got somebody.
Guest speakers. That was a guest.
Come on this side. Come on this side.
Joe.
Hey guys, let's go. Joe, how are you? Good to see you, brother. Likewise.
Were you watching us on Facebook right now? You're like, I need to go back over there.
The action's over there. So.
Yeah.
How you doing, sir? It's good to see you. Likewise. Joe, this one. Nice to meet you.
Can we talk about Mario's shirt?
Is that the time rule?
It's
bro, you can't you gotta tell me, man, if you're gonna show up to the podcast looking all fly with your shirt, bro, you gotta say something, Mario.
He's got to take that call right now.
All right, so I guess just talk to the microphone.
No, just make yourself at home.
Can you hear us?
Put on the headphones.
I can hear you.
Make sure you hear yourself. Make it nice and comfortable. You
How
want
clear
something
is
to
that?
drink?
Test. No, I'm good. Thank you, guys.
He said he wants the Palenque special.
Get him something.
A water. You want a beer?
Water's fine. What? Thank you.
He's like, Daryl's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow there's a camera.
Yeah, we're in front of a bunch of people.
Can you put that beer in a Yeti, please? Thank you.
So he doesn't know what's going on. So Ronnie, do
Welcome
you know
to
who
the
this
podcast.
guy is?
Yes, sir. We've had lunch before.
Yes. How are you? It's good to see you again, Ron.
Likewise, brother. Yeah, good to have you on the podcast.
Thank
Welcome.
you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate the invite. So.
And you guys are members of STBA, which is nice to see.
Yes, thank you. And it was a long time coming, so appreciate the invite, and definitely it's a great connection.
After Julio grabbed your arm and twisted it.
No.
Okay.
I called him yesterday and I said, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow at 3?" And he's like,
"Whatever you want to do."
Nothing. All right, I need to see you at Palenque. He's like, "Sure, I'll be there." That's how willing they are to help.
Yeah.
Joe.
Awesome.
Take off your like this. That one is.
Oh, backwards. Oh, no,
There you go.
Backward. Okay.
There you go.
I sound sexier when you can hear me on both ears.
You want to help him?
Oh, there's.
All right, let me see. I got it.
Oh,
Let me
sorry.
see.
Oh, you probably have to click something.
Oh, there you go.
Ulysses.
And that's why Ulysses gets paid the big bucks.
Yes.
Basically, all the membership
you.
money goes to him.
There you go.
100%.
Now I understand. So okay, makes sense.
How does that sound?
Sounds a lot better now. Like I'm on stereo now,
Right?
So it's all good.
It seems legit now.
Yeah. So,
I never realized how sexy my voice was until I heard it.
I think it sounds weird for me, not yours, but
No,
my-
I got
my
used to it.
voice.
It was super strange for me initially, but
Yeah. So anyways, I tell Joe, "Hey Joe, tomorrow at 3, what's up?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll be there." And that's
Yeah.
it. And that's all she wrote.
sorry, guys, it's my baby girl.
No,
it's
go ahead,
my,
Ron.
it's my daughter. My bad.
Baby.
Hey, baby, I'm on the podcast. Huh? Oh, are you sure? Because Serby was on his way.
He forgot to pick up his
Baby,
daughter.
do me a favor and call your uncle because I'm on the podcast. Okay.
Hey,
Love
Seth.
you. Okay. Bye. Like,
Hey, Mario.
sorry, guys.
We got to call CPS now because
Okay, my bad.
So did I walk in the middle of a conversation?
Yes, that's what it is. This is Mario. He's the guy in charge. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Mario's
Joe,
our
right?
executive director.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you, Joe.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
What is it that you do, Joe?
Okay, so I am now president of Bank of South Texas.
Nice.
And I'm very happy to be.
Jefe?
Thank you, sir. But I still have my boss, so you know how it goes. And then my board of directors, and I have to report to all those guys. But very exciting time to be banker in the Valley with the growth that we've seen. It's a great time being able to be in a market of construction, development, the continuation, to see that play out. It's really exciting to be in this time in the Valley. So we kind of, in the bank, we talk about the different elements that play out in the economy, right? You have the U.S., and the numbers that come out in the U.S. So we always believe that Texas is always stronger as far as economy-wise, as far as responding to economic cycles than the country in itself, okay?
Sure.
And then within Texas, Valley is even stronger within the state of Texas. And it's because, the growth of the Valley, Mexican wealth comes over as well. So, when we go through the cycles, because they come every time, it's a cycle, a business cycle that you do well when it's great, and you start being conservative when it slows down a little bit, and it gets a little riskier out there. But to be in the Valley it's a great opportunity for investors like you guys and builders that are continuing the growth of the Valley, and as Bank of South Texas, to be a player in that atmosphere is really exciting times for us to be in.
Nice.
How long has Bank of South Texas been around?
Well, so you have to go back a little bit. So 2006, the local shareholders bought an existing bank. Okay. The Heberville State Bank. Heberville State Bank was 2 branches back in the day. So their ancestry goes back even maybe mid-'80s, the start of their charter, basically. So in today's world, it's easier to buy an existing charter than it is to create a new one. So when our investors are looking to buy in a bank, they look into maybe possibilities of buying an existing charter. So that's kind of how it played out. But the local investors got together, they made an offer, they purchased the bank, and then Bank of South Texas was born back in 2006. So
nice.
We have right now 6 branches, 4 locally here in the Valley, and the 2 existing ones, which are Kingsville and Heberville. So
yeah.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So we're kind of a small bank. We understand that. We understand where we're at as far as with our competitors. But
no, hold on. I want to interject.
Okay.
Joe.
Do it,
I want
please.
to interject, Joe.
You know him
He's
well.
being modest. Joe, when we started with loyalty with the people that help you grow is very important. And
Right.
You got to understand that when you're in sales and when you're in any business, you're in the people business. The more relationships you have, the better you take care of people.
Yes, sir.
The more they will help you.
Yeah.
Very simple. And that's the relationship Joe and I have. And you see how I say Joe and I don't say Bank of South Texas?
Sure.
Right? Because I have a relationship with Joe.
Right.
I have a relationship with Daryl. I have a relationship with Margaret.
Right.
Understand that.
And it's crazy because my parents say the same. My parents say that if Bank of South Texas was what backed them up,
Exactly.
And it's crazy.
So when we started, we were like at 1 point, their lending limit,
Yes,
right? Was
yes.
at 1 point what?
1.1. It was just right over $1 million.
When we started,
Yeah.
right, with them back in the day. And now they're at 5 million?
Yeah, 5 million. So it kind of tells you the kind of the growth of the bank since back in 2006, I guess. But it's because of good customers that we've been able to connect, like Julio and hopefully Ronnie. And so I think that's what I kind of mean about the exciting time that we're living in Bank of South Texas, in the environment that we're in, because we're able to directly connect to the local environment of the industry. And so we have to decide, okay, which market you want to be in. So as a bank, you have to understand your target market. You got to be able to strategically put yourself in a situation that you can be able to provide value to that market. But also understanding that you have to have a responsibility to shareholders to keep the bank clean. So it's a kind of a balancing act in banking, which is across the board for all bankers. But we have to definitely identify our target market and be able to strategically have a plan to create value for them. And I think we've done that to a large extent. And the dividends have paid in the growth of the bank. Our ability to be able to create value through what we do has put us in this situation where we're growing and we continue to expand, and and so, like I said, exciting times. Construction is big for us here.
How long have you been the president of the bank?
Just recently. I was a senior lender for the most part for a while. Became president, I'd say about 6 months ago.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And so Daryl Lemke is this acting CEO, and so he's kind of, as he's kind of, fading, or he's kind of like, kind of going into retirement
Transitioning
mode.
into what's next in his
retirement.
life is what we say, is how we say that.
So, so Daryl has kind of created a great platform for us. He's got a lot of insight. He has a lot of business acumen that actually molded the bank in a way that, we're trying to take that and then run with it now.
Right.
Trying to expand from that, and that's our job. Okay.
So the decisions that are made at a bank aren't always black and white, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
There is some gray area.
Yes.
Because you've got to at some point make a decision on, for example, Julio.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right. You know what? We're Julio's bringing this to the table. Blah blah blah. But we gotta go to bat for Julio.
It's gonna be a gamble.
How does that decision get made at the
Yeah.
bank?
Sure. So when I say about,
Because we all know it's not black and white.
yeah, and one of the benefits of Bank South Texas is our ability to make decisions in that type of atmosphere where we don't have to send, a request up north somewhere.
Corporate in Dallas, and they're gonna decide.
And they don't know
anything about
Julio. They don't know
Julio.
Julio
Right.
from
Right.
Adam.
Right.
So
Why'd y'all decide Julio? You know what? We got your back.
Exactly.
We're gonna be your bank. Bro.
Exactly.
How did that happen? How did that decision get made?
Julio. So the primary market of Bank of South Texas is real estate lending and construction lending. That became the focal point for the growth. We made a decision back in 2006 that was going to be our focal point. So
And they've been doing it ever since.
Ever since, and we have a lot of fruits from that market, and we've got a lot of experience through it. So through that journey, we connected with Julio Mortgage. The advantage that Julio brings to the table is his ability to see the bigger picture. Okay, so he's construction, he's development, he's mortgage. He knows the numbers, he knows the packages, right? So there was a direct connection right off the bat that we kind of knew, and he's a very professional individual. He knows the standard that we must have to be able to be successful. So when I run into these type of individuals, I connect right away with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a standard that Julio has, there's a standard that we have. We respect each other's side, and then we make it work.
Yeah.
So it was a very easy connection. I met Julio. We connected. We were on the same wavelength. There were some expectations from each other, and we just took it from there.
And this was when you were a lender.
Yes,
right?
a lender. Yes, sir. And so Julio and I connected, and we just took it from there. It was packages and relationships, and it was expectations, and then the trust continues, and then you just can build from there.
Yes, sir.
And then you get through the first year, and oh shit, things went well.
Yeah,
Julio did good.
Absolutely.
But us.
Yeah, and our ability to create those type of relationships is the main reason why Bank South Texas has been successful, because of the connection with those relationships.
Yeah. It matters who you're doing business with as an individual.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
The referrals, banks are very deposit oriented.
Sure.
You make sure you have some money in there, and referrals, and make sure that if there's ever any sticky files that you stick your neck out and say, you know what, I took you this file's not going to close.
I'm gonna take care of it.
Let me take care of it.
Yeah. What I like about it is, me personally, is I know Margaret on a one-on-one basis.
Sure.
Margaret
works at
Bank of South Texas.
Yes,
sir.
The mission branch. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So to me, it's like my parents are Rich Heritage Construction. So
Yes, sir.
So to them, it's like
Great relationship, by the way.
Oh,
Yes.
they're mom and pop. They're my parents.
Right.
So it's like Margaret to me is like, I could text her right now, or I could call her to her cell and she'll answer. But that's how you said you don't get that from a Wells Fargo.
Exactly.
You're not going to get that from a big bank.
Sure.
I wanted to ask you, what do you see right now in the market? What is it that banks are seeing with real estate? What is it that is going on in the market right now that you can see? Is there like an uptrend, a downtrend? Where are we at right now when it comes to like the real estate side of the market?
Okay, so basically what it's more of the the economy as a whole, and the Fed's trying to slow down the inflation, right? So the inflation was the big target for them. So they're more afraid of inflation than they are of a recession. They want to slow it down enough so that inflation is controlled. So how they combat that is they increase interest rates. They've been increasing them, consistently all the way through just I think last quarter. So the rates have been increasing. A prime rate we were lending at in the 4s a couple of years ago when we had COVID and all that. So they wanted to stir it up, so they brought the rates down. So that stirred up the market. We had a lot of demand for construction, and those were really good times. And we were like influx with packages, and we were like, okay, we need to get more staffing. We need to make sure we handle this. So so that was a good thing. And so as that played out, then I guess the issue became the other side of the equation, which was inflation, right? So prices were getting too high. Builders saw that. I mean, lumber prices and
you saw it. Remember that, exactly, man? Like all these change orders and like, hey, we can't.
It was nuts.
It was crazy.
Exactly.
It
so
was crazy.
So that was the other side of the equation. And so what the Feds are doing now is they're increasing the rate so they can slow down the economy, so they can bring down inflation.
Okay.
So what that does to us in the housing market, well, it starts shrinking the market to some degree for people that want to buy homes because they don't qualify anymore. There's the gauge they go debt to income. They do credit scores, but they do also debt to income analysis, right?
Yes, sir.
So the higher the rate that you're trying to qualify for, well, then you have to be making more money to be able to make that debt to income, right? So the higher the rate, then it shrinks the ability of customers to qualify for mortgages. So we saw the packages of construction mortgages to the homeowners slow down for us as the rates were increasing. So that kind of created an element of change for us as we were expecting the bigger volumes of packages. So anyway, so that is playing out, but it's still, to me, in the valley. Like I said, go back to the point of the valley. It's still it's been resilient demand for loans for us. Even though it's slowed down, it really hasn't slowed down to the pace that you would say, well, we're in a recession now.
I think it went back to normal.
It just normalized.
It went back to normal because we were like this.
Yes.
Right? Now we're just back to normal.
Yes.
Yeah. Up to now, it hasn't gone below that threshold, right?
Okay.
And here in the Valley, too, one of the advantages is we don't have the elements that you see in some of the other higher markets, like maybe Florida, California, where the values are so inflated in real estate that it's kind of it's hard crazy to deal. Those people are harder to cope with, the slowdowns.
Do me a favor, Mr. Joe. Turn that upside down.
Sure, no problem.
Right there. That's our dial right there.
I don't know. We have to go to the next segment or
run the commercial.
This podcast is brought to you by
Bank of South Texas, where you qualify no matter what.
Here we go, baby.
Good credit, bad credit, no problem.
No problem.
You have a pulse, you have a loan. Where pulses approve your loan.
That's actually not true.
I wish it was that easy, guys.
Don't listen, Margaret.
We're not trying to get Joe fired.
Sorry, you want a loan? You got it.
Basically, Joe's just giving loans away to anybody at this point.
20% interest rate.
So one thing that we're here about the podcast, Joe, is we like to get people to know who you are. So what'd you do prior to banking? Like, what was it like?
Okay, so I was
just let it out, man. You were a male gigolo. Just let them know. Let them know.
I was in the Air Force.
I was a professional dancer. Okay, all right. I'm gonna tell.
No, actually, I was in the Air Force for 4 years, right? So
Air Force, really?
Thank you for your service.
I wasn't a pilot, but
nice.
I was not a pilot. So
then I take my nice back.
Take the nice back. You were not a pilot.
No, but I was there, and it got me out of the valley, and did a tour in California.
Okay.
And actually considered staying for longer term, but I decided to bail out after 4 years because then I thought, maybe if I go another 4 years, I might as well stay in the military. So
Okay.
So I decided, no, you know what, I'm bailing. So I came back to the valley, went to school. UTRGE now. So
Pan Am.
Go Bronx.
Go Bronx.
Go Bronx.
And got my finance degree. Then got into finance, and then into banking, credit analyst. I worked at Wells Fargo. Used to be Northwest back in the day. got my feet wet with an analysis, and so anyway, so that I became lending became my first opportunity. Came in the bank, McKellen National Bank, back in 2001, and I started working with Daryl back in the day.
So you've been doing banking, man, for a long time.
Yeah, so I've been banking since then. So I kind of enjoyed, because I'm a numbers guy, but I'm a people's guy too. So the combination of the two really got my juices going.
You're in your element. That's where you like to be.
I'm in my element.
That's
so
badass.
You give me numbers, you give me people to work with, give me solutions to situations, and bring order out of chaos, if you will. And so I enjoy the challenge. And I mean, the Valley's awesome for me. To me, it's like I'm back home and dealing with.
There's no place like the Valley. There's
Joe
no place like the Valley, right or wrong.
Exactly, I love it.
And I don't think people appreciate it. You got to leave the Valley so you can come back and be like, okay, there's no place.
I miss it, but Joe makes deals happen straight up. Like, obviously, there's always hiccups and everything, and there's been some loans that no. I said, let me call Joe. I always maintain composure, and I said, Joe will fix it, right? And I get with Joe, boom, 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 boom. This is it. Here are the ratios. Here's the. Sure.
And say yes.
Give me
Yeah.
No, he'll be like, oh, let me analyze it.
Yeah.
Let me analyze it. I'll call you back. He analyzes it. Yeah. Makes it, straightforward. Let's make it happen. Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I've stuck with them, and they stuck through me, and we've made it happen. So any builders that are looking into a good opportunity, have your financials in order, pay your subs, pay your bills.
Yeah.
We've been doing business for years, close to a decade.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll take care of you.
Yeah, so it's not rocket science that we do in lending. So I tell the people that we work with our team. So I said, look, you surround yourself with good people, and your job just becomes so much easier. So how do you surround yourself with good people who have a good product, have value to give to them? And if you can do that, but that's on you. That the ability to create value is relies on totally your dedication to your job.
Right.
So if you make that happen, then you can surround yourself with good people, and then your job just becomes so much easier because you have responsible individuals like Julio Carranza that take care of business, and we understand the standard, and we're here to also the ultimate result is to take care of the customer. And I think we kind of have some same common denominator, right?
Yes,
so,
sir.
So look, at the end of the day, we have to build a product that satisfies the customer, and we have a process that everybody in the assembly line has to keep a standard to be able to make that happen.
Sure.
So, title companies, appraisers, surveyors, builders, bank, everybody plays a role here.
Yeah.
About how many files do y'all close a month?
So the summer is the peak time for us normally. We can close anywhere from 50, 60 files.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Just
in
one
any particular
bank,
month.
50, 60.
A month.
Yeah. So, it's interesting too, because we look at the closings monthly and annually and compare them, because somebody tracks them. I don't know if it's Valent Title or all the closings are recorded in the courthouse, right? So they have the numbers, and so we're always top. Lone Star normally is next to us, but we kind of beat Lone Star. But we're compared to Lone Star, we're not. They have so many branches, right? So, so anyway, we're now volume. I mean, total dollar volumes. I mean, they beat us obviously, but our deal is more segmented for the consumer, right? For houses. So, the number of closings we normally beat out our competition, but the volume obviously, like Wells Fargo, they close a few loans and the gigantic loans, so they beat us on volume, But no, we have a pretty good presence there with the number of closings.
How do you see the market moving right now?
I think it's stabilized. I think the inflation.
Are we done with the rate hikes?
I'm hoping. I think inflation is finally showing some good signs. So now, the only thing
eggs went down. I saw that.
Somebody says
I went to the supermarket the other day.
Eggs never went up in the San Manuel, San Carlos area, sir.
They didn't really. Well,
they got
have
chickens.
Chickens.
Yeah,
plenty of chickens.
Yeah, plenty of chickens.
So it's starting to stabilize. I'm hoping that they're done with that, at least for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And allow us to just let us continue kind of the path we were.
You guys have your meetings, right? You talk about, all right, well, what's the bank going to do here for the next 8 to 9 months, the rest of the year?
Okay,
right.
So
Continue lending.
How does that look?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. So we're bracing for an examination coming up in July for us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We're going to have you back then. We want to know what that was like.
Well, look, the last one we got an A+, basically.
Yeah.
So we want to keep.
Cheers to that.
So that's the balancing act. So service the market, but you got to keep the bank clean, right? Regulators are the report card that they give you, and that's what you show the regulator. What you show your board of directors. I'm sorry, but so we got the best grade you can get the last time they came. So you can tell like when the bank is starting to brace again for an examination, they start getting a little like, okay, we're going to zone in for this. Start to get a little more conservative. We're going to go with the game plan we got right now, and let's go show our stuff in July. After July, you're going to see that, okay, now we're going to relax a little bit more and let's go back to what we're
Start
doing.
lending a little bit more.
Exactly.
Start going out a little Listen to that, Margaret.
Even though
Ronnie at Structure wants to build this crazy shit. But let's wait until after July.
Even though we don't want to admit it, that you can just sense it in the air.
You can't build a spaceship, Ronnie.
Out of glass. I'll wait. That's awesome.
But yeah, Joe's been great. He's been a true figure to help continue the process of building homes. And they see the picture. They see how, and we both have a machine and we have a what's it called? The process that we go, and it's close.
Yeah.
Beginning to end.
Yes.
And make it happen.
It's all there until you close it, right? So,
How big of a responsibility does Bank of South Texas have to, or not the responsibility? How much of an impact have they had to your success?
100%. Right. Like I said, and Joe, we already talked about this. It got a little personal, and when it came down to the indictment and stuff like that. And
Okay, yeah. So that's a whole nother thing, right?
How does that go? Like, what's up with that?
Obviously, by that time, we've had a relationship.
Okay.
We've had a relationship. There's deposits. There's referrals. There's get you out of pickle stuff. And I can't answer that. Only he can. But while every bank pretty much closed their doors, I mean, the Bank of South Texas made it happen. And
Bank of South Texas is like, no, fuck that. We have a great relationship with you.
Yes,
I don't know. I can't say that.
And
right?
that's why that plays a big role. Obviously, just like family. I mean, you have relationships that you build in time, and then sometimes there's people talking and there's things that happen.
There's Cheeseman.
Right. And then so you but you have a relationship with somebody that's deep enough to say, okay, let's get through this, right? But the best thing is let's be transparent. Let's talk. Let's communicate out what's going on, and we'll see what happens. I mean, we're just going to keep rolling.
Right.
I mean, it's just because somebody's saying stuff or somebody's creating a lot of noise doesn't mean anything because I already know who you are.
Why would I stop doing something that has been very successful and is continuing to be successful?
Exactly.
Right. For whatever
outside noise or whatever.
Outside noise.
Right. Exactly. So the relationships were the key of that, right? So that's what we in the business building relationships.
Yeah.
But that's hits at the core of situations that you run into. It's like, the more you know somebody, the more you can trust to say we're going to get through this. But just communicate it out. Let's talk about it. Let's be transparent about it, and let's keep moving. I mean, that's just a life. That's in life. That's the way you do it anyway. So why change, right?
The saying goes, right? Like numbers don't lie.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And the cool thing about what you do is you said it yourself, right? You like building relationships and you like numbers.
That's right.
And that's your element.
That's right.
And numbers ain't gonna bullshit you.
That's right.
And the numbers that you've had up until whatever bullshit comes around, those numbers tell a truth,
right?
And that truth is things are getting done right. They're getting done the way they're supposed to be. They're successful. They're moving in the right direction.
That's right.
That doesn't lie.
Exactly.
That tells a big story.
Exactly. Exactly. And so when we have the C's of lending, they call it. That's like a lingo in banking. The most important C is the character of the individual. So we can talk numbers all day long, but if the character is not there, then it's kind of just, it falls down like a house of cards, right?
Sure.
Kind of from there. So, all that is all built in relationships.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
No problem.
That's awesome.
I would have loved to have been a fly in that wall, man, just to kind of see what the conversation is like.
For sure.
Man, kudos to y'all for sticking around with my boy Julio, because obviously, man, he's still doing great.
Yeah,
and he's still killing it.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you,
things
Joe.
keep moving forward.
Thank you, Joe.
No problem.
We're closing loans. And
No problem.
Yep.
Joe, this is for you, Mr.
That
Joe.
matters, bro.
That's for you right there.
Another water for you, sir. Like you requested.
That's for you, Mr. Joe.
So let's kind of talk a little bit about
All right.
you know how we
okay, we're leading the conversation. Let's go, baby. Now we're getting into it.
No,
Joe's
just-
getting into it. Tell us everything we need to know right now as a builder.
kind
Please.
of what I like that we can provide to our customers.
I'll make it for you.
Is our ability to have the ability for them for example Julio. Okay, Julio wants to build a house under the homeowner's name. Well, I have a product for him, and he says, okay, well, let's do a bunch of these. Okay, you know what? I want to do a house under a turnkey with a customer, but I want to do it under my name. Okay, well, I have a product for you.
Sure.
Okay. Well, you know what, Joe? I want to do a house just to show a spec house. Okay. Well, I have a product for you. Okay. You know what, Joe? I want to buy some lots inventory to build in the future. Okay. Well, I have a product for you.
And
So-
the bank has to balance all that, right?
Yeah.
And the risk,
Yeah.
mitigate their risk.
But what you're not getting is that Bank of South Texas will do it even today, right now. So anybody looking for lots, and I always send them referrals, and some of them pass the thing, and some of them are like, bro,
Right.
he doesn't have a pulse. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
dead.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, they won't, but they help out as much as they can.
They really do.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yes. So that's what I'm excited about. If we have the products to be able to show, to display to our customers to say, look, how do you want to do this? Because it's a big market. I mean, the Valley,
It's huge.
Some customers say, look, I don't want to deal with the construction. I want you to just hand me over a house, right? All right. Well, I have a product for you, right? You know what? No, I want to be in the driver's seat. I want to be able to approve the draws, and I want to be able to look at the house. And okay, well, we have a product for that too. So I don't know if a lot of banks can say that. I think that's what I feel really excited about what we're doing is their ability to have that experience in real estate that we can roll out these products to our builders and to our market here.
What is
To help you guys
what is the
succeed.
necessary? What can you say for a new builder? What is it?
Asking for a friend, right?
Yeah, no, like for a new builder that joins SCBA and they're like, hey, where can I go for banking and stuff like that? What would you say that is necessary for a builder to have to go to Bank of South Texas and maybe be like, hey, you know what? I want a spec loan, or I want to be able to get some money to put on a lot. Like, what do you all usually look
What's it
for?
going to take for Joe and Bank of South Texas
To let it go.
To take a risk on this guy?
Okay, so if it's a new guy to us, right, and we see a lot of that playing out. We see builders that are maybe don't have the banking experience of doing construction before, but they want to have a start. Okay, so you have that type of profile, right? So we my recommendation is okay. We're Bank of South Texas is big with relationships. We just talked about that a few minutes ago. So open up a deposit account, okay, and start bringing your reserves into the bank so they can show that you're liquid, right? And let it sit there as you continue to build your momentum to apply for a build, right? So and then once you're ready, then we'll give you the application to fill out. We'll run the proper checks. And build your credit. I guess hopefully your credit is in decent standing. But creating a relationship, open up a deposit account. If you have maybe hopefully a house built already that you can say, look, this is a house I built and ground up, and I have experience.
At least I know how to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, okay, let me take a picture of that. Let me see. Okay, so the house that you're planning to do is going to be similar to that. Okay, well then we kind of get a feel that you already know what you're doing, right? But the relationship part is huge. When I see lenders presenting builders to our committee, the lender has so much leverage when they have already an existing relationship, right? Okay, this is a builder who's coming new to us, but he trusted us. He opened an account. He built it up. He's got several thousand or whatever, and he's shown that he has at least one project under his belt. And so we start looking things a little bit more. Okay, let's give him a shot.
That matters to the bank.
Yeah, I mean, he trusted us. He opened an account with us. We see that he has reserves. He has a discipline about him. He wants to establish a relationship.
Right.
And so the lender, when they go to present the builder for approval, okay, well, let's give him a shot. Let's give him a shot. I mean, he's not perfect, but he started a relationship right off the bat with us. So let's give him a shot.
He took a chance on us.
Exactly. Relationship building. Kind of go back to that.
Just to be real, transparent.
Yes, sir.
Right. I've been doing this for a long time. 22 years.
Yes, sir.
And I've had multiple relationships with different banks, and I've got one bank that I kind of go to, and shout out to Mark Voss. He's killed it for us and done an amazing job. You know, for builders out there, you're gonna navigate the waters,
Yes, sir.
and there's some banks that will say one thing, and there's some banks that'll say another thing. But the good thing about having this organization, right, is that that all the information at the end of the day and the reality of how you guys do business is it eventually comes to the table.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
You can't hide from what you do.
Exactly.
And Julio is a good friend of mine, and I trust him thoroughly. And I know that, you know, if he makes a recommendation, like my accountant, thank you, Mr. David Segovia, shout out to him. He's a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Julio recommended him. And Julio recommends you guys,
Sure.
right? And so, you know, we get to a situation where it's like, okay, everybody stands in their corner first,
Right.
right? Bank of South Texas requires some form of trust us and we'll trust you,
Yes.
is what I'm gathering,
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
right?
Yeah.
What does that deposit need to look like?
Well,
if
okay.
a bank wants,
Healthy.
if somebody wants to do business with Bank of South Texas,
Is it 99 cents special, or are we gonna be
Well, no.
steak or?
does it matter? Right? Does it matter how much they're investing in the bank? Because essentially, anybody or any builder that wants to get a loan from Bank of South Texas, man, Bank of South Texas has the I don't know, what's the word? I can't think of the word. But they want you there.
Yes, sir.
And they want you to believe in them.
Yes, sir.
And in return, okay, cool. All right, y'all believed in us. We're going to believe in you.
Yes, sir.
What does that investment look like? Because at the end of the day, whenever you deposit money into a bank, it is a investment in that bank. That's the reality.
100%.
Yes, sir. It's a good question. And so the way I would answer that is relative to the size of the project you're going to be bringing, right? So, you know, if you're going to be building, for example, let's say you're coming in and you want to build a $250,000 house, right? $250,000, right? So, you know, that's different than building a $500,000 house, right? Sure. So, how liquid does the builder have to be to show that he has the wherewithal to sustain a project like that, right?
Right,
So, so my conversation with the builder would be, okay, so tell me about the project you're looking at and what you're entertaining, and I'll try to give you some guidance as to what percentages we're looking at, right? So if I have a builder coming to me and says, look, you know, I want to build this $500,000 project, but I got $10,000 in the bank, right? Well, that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to sell, right? You know what I mean? It's going to be hard because,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's going to be hard to sell.
That's 2%.
Yeah,
No
exactly. That's going to be hard
I get
to
it.
sell
Joe,
to a
you can say it. No mamas.
yeah, it's going to be hard to sell to a committee, right? But, you know, if you're building a $250,000 home, $250,000, you know, and they're saying, well, I got $30,000 in a deposit base. Okay, well, now you're getting,
Okay,
now you're in the
we're
neighborhood.
talking.
Now
We're
in the
talking.
neighborhood.
I feel comfortable.
Yeah, like bring that deposit base into Bank South Texas. The first thing you do, whether you have 10, 15, then start building it up.
Sure.
In time, you're at maybe 25, 30,000. By the time we present your loan to or your case to committee,
Sure.
you already have the resources, but you already have the length of time to that you established, right? Like maybe
Right.
6 months or a year. Okay, well, that's what the bank looks at. Okay, this guy trusted us with his account, and he built it up in time. He was disciplined enough to wait until he was ready or until he felt he was ready. So that gives you so much momentum as you go into
Because at the end of the day, the lender has to go to bat for you.
Yeah,
And the board's going to be asking the lender.
Exactly. Tell me your justification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long you known this guy?
Exactly.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a little harder to sell.
All right. Okay.
Next.
You've only known him for 2 weeks. Okay.
it's
What
hard.
company is it? Okay, it's this company. All right. They've
How
been
long
around
they've been?
for a while.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
How much did they put down? How much did they deposit in the bank?
Hey, you know-
$2
you know-
grand. Pues chinga madre. Right. Right.
It's
Or no,
hard.
Joe?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to sell that, right?
Yeah, it's hard to sell it.
How can you build a $500,000 house with $10,000 in the bank or less? I mean, it's just
Hey, leave our people with low on funds alone.
alone.
You know what I always say? increase the lien. I'll take the lien. I'll take it for them. They're strong. They just don't have cash, right? Because whatever.
Sure.
But I'll take the lien. I mean, whatever.
See, but at that point, it's not really a no. Let's just wait it out a little bit. Let's save it, because a lot of these builders are just about to sell.
It's like dating, right? It's not a no right now.
Yeah.
Pretty
but
much,
look,
right? You hold hands and then
you have a house you're about to sell.
This
You
is
know,
yours.
once you sell that house and you flip it and you got money, put it.
Joe, wait a minute. Do you drink?
Yeah, I do, but it's not 5 o'clock yet, so.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, sir. Cheers to Joe and all the thing he's done for
It
us.
is actually 5 o'clock in the East Coast. Cheers to that. Cheers
To be honest, it's just like 20 minutes till 5 o'clock.
Being from banking, you should
know what, it's-
appreciate that because Wall Street is an hour ahead.
It's not. It's pretty cool that Bank of South Texas is here, because one of the things that Bank of South Texas did for the subdivision that my parents are developing on Sugar and 495 was sponsor it.
Okay.
And they sponsored the sign. And I remember I called Margaret. I was like, "Hey," she's like, "What do you want?" I was like, "I want to
That
take
sounds
you."
like Market. That sounds like Market.
I was like, "I want to take you out to lunch. Where do you want to go?" I was like, "Wherever you want to go." Hey, well, I'll see you here. So I show up. I'm like, "Where do you want to go to lunch?" She's like, "I don't care. Just take me somewhere. I want to get out of here. Let's go. Let's go eat Mexican food, whatever." And she was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "I want to put the Bank of South Texas logo on my sign in front of the huge sign that I have on Sugar and 495. And she's like, "That's why you brought me out to lunch?" I was like, "No, I just wanted to see you." But yes,
Of course, Margaret is real nice.
Okay, I didn't know Margaret. I want to know Margaret.
You'll love Margaret, but she's about to retire, and she's also been very. She's also been very instrumental in our growth, and we really appreciate Bank of South Texas. I recommend them every chance that I get.
Yeah, thank you.
I try to buy some stock whenever they have some. But, didn't go through.
Is that an option?
Well, you know what?
Stock available?
Because remember, people got to understand this. It's not about today; it's about the future.
Right.
When you got good leaders like Joe, with the vision he has, with Daryl guiding him, and the board that they have, I think it's only a matter of time where they're gonna grow to 10 million, 15 million, and 20 million organically. And if the time presents itself to sell, I mean, the time will present itself. But they're here to stay.
Yeah.
They really are. They really are. And just imagine later on, build the relationships now. We're gonna mold the future here in the Valley, and we're super excited to do it. Thank you for joining our organization. We really appreciate that.
Definitely.
Hopefully, it's just not a one year thing. It continues going.
It wasn't
and-
easy. It wasn't easy. I had to go talk to Margaret, and she was like, "Why am I going to do this?"
Again.
Well, you gotta understand.
Here we go. Here's
Wait,
the
wait,
conversation.
no. Time out.
Margaret, what do you
We're
want?
gonna talk about it. No, Margaret is very close friends with the director of the other organization. So of course she's gonna back up her friend. She's
You know
gonna
what?
back up her friend. And remember, Roots run
I've
deep
known
here in South
Margaret
Texas.
since I was a little kid, right?
Roots run
I've known her
deep.
since I was a little kid.
Hey Joe, hold on.
to me, it's like
Joe, did you get some heat by trying to join our organization?
Not really.
Okay, very good.
What I told the lenders was make a case, right? To me, it's a no-brainer, but it's just you do it because you that's what you're gonna learn, right? But make your case, and to me, we connect. Primary market is construction, and you guys are builders. It's an easy.
You know what,
bridge to
Mr.
connect it,
Joe?
right? So-
You know what? This is the first time, and since I became the executive director of the organization, that I can say that this is the first time we have presence of Bank of South Texas,
Okay.
and it's on the podcast.
It was high time.
Let's do it more often.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like it was. I mean, we always invite everybody out to like. Every event.
Okay.
We have an event every month. We have one meeting a month, and then we do like special events where like we have like a power lunch that's sponsored like by Dan Cantu, which is like the domain, and we have like different little things. But STBA has one event a month where the event could be educational. The event could be just like a mixer, whatnot.
Sure.
But since you all have joined, this is the first time the Bank of South Texas has made an appearance, and it's on the podcast.
Call them out. Damn.
They're new. They're new right
awesome.
now.
But it's awesome.
But think about it. I said, Joe, can you be here? Yeah, for sure. What's up? Where we go? Come on, just
How
let me know.
awesome is that?
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
Awesome.
He's
It
re-
was high time. So
Want you around more often, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
The more people-
it's only good
Yeah, no, I know it's a good connection, guys. Look, Bank of South Texas primary market is construction land.
Yep.
You guys are builders, so
It makes sense.
It should be automatic, right?
Right?
So,
I mean, at the end of the day,
So where we need to be is that make sure that everything that we do gets known and gets acknowledged on the state level and on the national level.
yes, sir.
Far too long, the Valley has been overlooked, and Ronnie and the board and STBA will change that.
Yeah.
You know,
That's good.
with
That's good.
help from you guys,
Sure.
because you guys got to.
Sure.
I'm sure you guys bank some, some legislators and stuff like that. So, those contacts, right? Your network is your net worth. So the closer that we get to the top, the better and easier it will be for everybody.
Sure.
we're in it. We're in it together. At the end of the day,
Sure.
Yeah, we're all here from the Valley,
Absolutely.
and you bear the name.
No, I understand.
Bank of South Texas.
Yes. It's very appropriate, right?
I love it, bro.
Yeah, so
I love it.
appreciate the invite, guys, and looking forward to continuing relationship building with you guys. So
Thank you, Joe.
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for
Anything we
coming.
can do in the Bank South Texas world, let us know. We combine forces and continue to have a presence. I mean, to me, that is a great area to build. I talk to builders who, I kind of know enough, but you go outside the Valley, construction's a little different, right? It's like a little more cookie cutter. Like, okay, look, I got this couple of houses.
Big builders.
Yeah, but you pick this house or this house and go from there. Valley's a little different. Like, hey,
More options.
I'll build your house.
Yeah, there's more options.
Yeah.
There's more to that you can do to your build.
Yeah.
Déjame ser.
Great deal. Such a
right?
great deal.
We have a mentality in the Valley,
Yeah.
right? Déjame
Yeah.
ser. This
Yeah.
is me.
Such a great deal, though.
And I want a different house. I don't want
They want Kozo.
I don't
They want
like that cookie
Kozo.
cutter
Hey, that
one.
Kozo
They don't
looks,
even. They don't
looks
even
nice.
know. They don't even know they want Kozo, but they're gonna want it.
It looks nice on Facebook, bro.
Yo, step in it. It's amazing.
Yeah. And relatively speaking, it's still inexpensive. I mean, less inexpensive than building up north. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, so yeah, looking forward to all that, and a lot of good things going on. So, yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you once again for stepping by.
you're welcome.
We never talked about this.
I wasn't.
We didn't
expecting
even talk about it.
I wasn't.
We're
expecting it.
supposed to. Mario, this is your job. Julio, please tell him.
Mario's getting a write up. Mario, you've been written up verbally. It's a verbal warning.
Y'all think
the
Julio's
raffle-
kidding.
the-
Julio will probably send it right up tomorrow and went on that.
Hey, yo, David.
And he'll make me sign it. Sign it,
Hey, no,
motherfucker. Sign it.
hey, Mario, con todo respeto.
Without
Sign this
respect.
shit.
Con todo respeto.
He was waiting for the right time. So
Yeah.
there it comes. Here it comes. Mario.
Yeah,
Look at
man.
Lou. Yeah.
How many comments do we got?
I don't
How many
know.
comments do we got? With
But hold on, hey, dude, we gotta. What are we talking about here? What do we have here?
This
Can
is
people
an
even see it?
NBA Finals Bulls 23 for the people that don't know.
NBA Finals, really?
NBA Finals
Really,
right
bro?
there. Look,
This is a
NBA Finals Bulls.
So,
Really? Who
so
knew?
what I want,
Michael Jordan.
So what I wanted to do is,
shit. I need a comment. Hold on.
Comment
Wait,
on the podcast.
We ain't giving that away yet.
I'm calling my
want
mom
it.
right now.
Uli, can you comment?
I want all my
Uli, just
family-
comment on that
I'm
so that
calling-
you
I'm calling
are on the raffle for that, please.
Like I'm calling mom.
Yo, ma.
If she loves me, she'll answer. But
What if she doesn't answer? And
I'm
then she
scared.
says, love you.
Hey, who's this?
who are you? Ya no me contestó.
Hey, I'm looking at the comments. I want to throw a shout out to Leo with Hardy Backer
Oh,
for sure.
Oh man, we gotta
Bongo
create
love
some.
And
we've been wanting to create what do you call it? A workshop with them.
yes. So Leo, I'm seeing
Reach
Leo
out to
Juarez
Mario,
is
please.
watching. Leo with Hardy Backer, he's a good friend of mine for sure.
Wow.
And he's ready to go. People are feeling lucky. Lower the volume, guy.
Oh my bad. Oh shit.
Hello.
Come on, guy.
There we go.
Come on, guy. Leo, shout out to him. Nelda with the
there's no
San Jacinto
I was in the
title.
mountains. Can't hear that.
She's awesome. Trust me. She's very, very awesome. She really. So let me talk about Nelda real quick. She is such a hard worker. Nelda with San Jacinto. Closing deals on time, after hours. Just I guess what like everybody has with their go-to, right? Everybody has the same thing with their go-to. You have your go-to. She
Yep.
answers you, or he answers you after hours.
Yes.
it's a relationship business.
Yeah.
Always at the end of at the end of the day. But Nelda, we love you. Thank you for all you've done, and we look forward to growing with you for sure.
Absolutely.
So for CJE, your title company that you usually deal with is San Jacinto?
Say that again.
San Jacinto is who you usually deal with?
Yes. So
And Bank of South Texas.
and San Jacinto and Bank of South Texas. No, let's backtrack.
Okay.
Cje Construction will do business with any lender.
Of course.
Cje Construction will do business with any title company. It does not matter,
Yeah.
right? But when it comes to our developments and our packages, we prefer Bank of South Texas, and we prefer San Jacinto Title. They've been great to us. Needless to say that those positions are always available if they are to drop the ball, just like me if I were to drop the ball.
Keeping you on your toes, Joe.
Yeah, so if I remove, so think about it. If I remove all my money, if I remove all my money from Bank of South Texas, guess what? You think they're going to give me the same? They're going to be like, "Hey, Julio, what's going on?" Same thing with everybody. Let's keep it real.
Yeah,
right?
Let's keep it real.
And these
And
are
we
the
always
comments
do,
that
and we
get
always
Julio
do.
in trouble, right?
Nah, you're good, bro. You're good.
Okay.
Who's giving you shit?
Nobody.
I'll mess him up. Okay,
So what are we doing? Y'all wanna go ahead and get this raffle going, or how do y'all wanna
we
do it?
have a Bulls jersey.
That I want.
Does it have Michael Jordan's sweat on it?
It does not. That's never been worn by anybody. I went to Vegas last year. Actually, I went to Vegas in.
Whoever wins it can say that it does. All right.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah, sure. Just
Ain't nobody gonna know.
Yeah.
Frame it.
Bullshit. Nobody knows.
I went to Vegas in December, and I bought that one, and I bought a Kobe jersey at a new shop that they opened up, and it's really nice. NBA Finals, and I did it to do a raffle, and I never did a raffle, but what better cause than to grow awareness here with South Texas Builders Alliance?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Always
sir.
a pleasure.
So
We had talked about opening up for questions. If anybody has any questions,
yes,
Go
if
for it.
anyone look, we have 21 people viewing live right now.
We get criticized all the time, bro. You should have done this. You should have done that. Okay,
Can somebody-
fine. All
can
right.
somebody
Does anybody
ask-
have any questions
Any
that
questions?
they'd like to ask Mr. Julio Carranza or Joe from Bank of South Texas?
Any questions?
Please speak now.
Or forever hold your peace.
Yes, sir.
Come on. You got 1 minute. Ask your
And
question.
if you do ask a question, it counts for two.
There you go.
I don't know.
You ask
Two
a question.
comments?
We're just making shit up.
2 comments if you
Yeah.
ask a question.
Come on, guy. Come on, guy.
What side does the sun rise in? Chia.
The South. Does it have to be right?
Let's see. We got Ruben Ruiz, good podcast. Servi Cavazos is watching.
We have a lot of people watching.
Thank you for the info and your experience, CJE. Big fan. Way to go, Julio. Like it. Mm-hmm. Any questions?
Any questions?
Fire. Who put fire?
You know, one guy that I don't.
What's
see
burning?
What's
What's burning?
one guy I don't see on here is Charlie. Charlie, I talked to him yesterday.
What Charlie?
Gaitan?
Charlie
Yeah.
Gaitan?
Gaitan's always on, bro.
Yeah, and you know it's funny that
No. Oh.
he was in Mexico yesterday, and I called him for something unrelated to this, and he said, "I'm gonna watch you tomorrow." I said, "Hey, I'm gonna send a shout out." He's not on here. I wonder what happened.
Hey.
Where you at? Where you at?
What we had WTF, Charlie?
Where you at?
Charlie and I talk pretty often, and he's been very quiet on the chat today.
He has
He
been.
has not said a damn thing. So
You got-
I think he was in Colombia. If I'm not
No,
mistaken.
he was in Mexico when I called him yesterday. No joke. And he said, "Hey, hold on, I'm gonna get the inspection or whatever." But that's what happened. We got 25 viewers now.
We're very disappointed, Charlie, that you did not watch today.
Raffled the damn shirt already. Well, all right.
All right, so
Ariel.
how we usually do it, we let the man behind the screen let us know how many comments we have. So where we at? We have 30
Damn,
comments.
That
30
is the
comments.
most we've ever had.
So what we'll do
We had
since
28, right? Last
sir.
week.
Yes, sir.
The most comments we ever had.
So since we have a special guest today,
It must have been Joe.
Joe.
Mr. Joe, what's 1 through 30?
Duh.
1 through 30.
Give
You
me
know what? Hold on.
Let's wait a little bit more.
Yeah.
How long have we been on this podcast?
Almost
Hold on, wait a minute,
almost
wait.
2 hours. You know what? We got to talk about this. Go ahead. But we do have to talk about this because I don't think it's fair that we're just picking a number like that.
Okay.
No,
Because
I don't like
whoever posts first, nobody's ever going to pick one.
So what do you want to do?
I don't know. We got to change it up. Yeah, we gotta.
I see 53.
He could shuffle.
53.
But it's 53 with people that have comment consecutively. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of the things.
53 people.
Yes. So we're taking
Hey, wait,
a comment per
you
person.
You can't.
Oh,
you can't fool your leases, bro.
No, Leo says this. Julio, what advice would you give
There
to a
we go.
younger builder that wants to scale their team and operational structure to the next level to support fast growth? Wow, that's a great question.
That's a great question. We'll skip it.
Sorry, Leo. I'll see you tomorrow at the
Next
meeting with
podcast.
Zarsky. No,
Good
That's
question.
a great question. To be honest with you, since I built a few homes, I went to the Texas Association of Builders Sun Belt show, and I met
I've
a
never been,
consultant.
bro. How was it?
It was great. So I met a consultant, and I got consulted into how we structure a business so that you can scale.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a construction guru, so you got to get educated, right? Like I said earlier,
Absolutely.
and I got that, and that's what I did, Leo. You get examples from the experts, and then you tweak it to what you think is the way that you want to do your business, right? And that's what I did. And the operationals is you get good staff, people with a great attitude and that are willing to learn. And the support staff and the support companies all around, for the banks and everybody that sees your vision. That's
right.
That's what I would do, and work all day, Monday through Sunday, no days off.
No days
straight up.
off.
It's true.
No days off.
It's really, really true.
Yeah.
No days off. You know,
You got to work all the time.
you do.
Even when you're on vacation, you're working.
There's another viewer. His name is Servando Cavazos.
Never heard of them.
Yo,
Is that with a Z? Yeah, it looks like it. What is the next subdivision project for CJE?
Honestly, the next subdivision project that we're working on now is Harlingen, Texas.
Go Harlingen.
We're doing a townhome subdivision with a planned development that is going to have mixed use from commercial to a food retail shop and a townhome subdivision.
Yeah.
All gated, all super nice, right off the expressway. Couple of blocks. You know, you got
Big time.
you got some hotels, you got some eateries, Chili's, you got Applebee's, walking distance. So the city of Harlingen and the mayor and the commission has been great. They've
awesome.
been very receptive. Shout out to Javier Cervantes, planning and zoning director.
Nice.
At
And
Harlingen.
one thing, adding to that, is one thing that Julio and I was speaking about is creating a charter to where SCBA starts moving that way. Remember that?
Yes.
So
yes.
one thing that we want to do is, the South Texas Builders Alliance is South Texas, and South Texas is broad, man.
It's inclusive of Harlingen.
We're
for
broad.
sure.
We're broad. So
In all honesty, I think that's going to be a way to get into the game nationally, but we'll get there when we get there.
we get there. when
We
get there.
will get there, bro.
Yes,
We
sir.
will get there.
Absolutely. So that's it. Two questions, right? And that's okay.
Hold
So
on.
what happens next?
What happens next
Mario.
is that
I want to
Ulises-
make this as fair as possible because
He
that's
just
a
wants
Michael
his,
Jordan
He
jersey.
just wants his family and his plugs to
Baby,
get in there.
hurry up and
just like-
post. Hurry up and post, baby.
Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it.
Here we go. Oh, so you can do that? You can
What?
do that? That's
What?
fucking cool,
What?
bro.
Do what?
So he's doing a live raffle.
What?
He's doing a live raffle.
No, dude.
That is
oh my
cool.
god.
That is
badass.
cool.
Ulysses.
Yes. Go for it. Run it. Let's do it.
Are we ready though? Are we ready? Yes. Okay. Fine.
Run that.
I really hope
Make
I
it spin
win.
faster.
Roel. Nah, pinche Roel. You mother.
Oh my God! Is he still on? Is he still on?
He's not even on right now. Pinche Roel.
I'll take it to him. Wink,
You know
wink.
what? You gotta be on. You gotta be here live to win.
I'll take it to you, Roa.
It never makes Roel's office.
Yeah, Roel is actually part of the board as well, and instrumental in what we have created. So, kudos to you, bro. You won a Michael Jordan jersey.
Nice.
Were you even alive when he was around?
Hell no.
Roel's a great guy.
He is a beautiful.
Roel's
He
a
is
great
a
guy.
beautiful soul, man.
He's a beautiful soul.
He's a good guy.
And we appreciate everything he's done.
Absolutely.
Well, all right.
What'd you think?
I like the podcast. I think it's
Good.
great. You
It was
know,
good.
thank you, Joe, again, coming from last
We
minute, like
appreciate it.
literally one day to the next. And he's
I-
like, hey, Joe, what's up? Hey, yeah, I'll be there.
I like the dialogue. I really enjoyed it.
It's all good vibes. It's all good vibes. We're
We're
all just trying to get to know each other and get as much information from each other as possible.
Sure, and I think there's also a need for the banking world to be communicating kind
Get
of
in here.
the elements here.
Yeah,
Letting us
man.
know.
All is,
Letting
all
know.
is good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
all is good.
Exactly.
We
Appreciate
just
you.
want to know how to do better
Business.
with
Sure,
you guys.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I really appreciate this, guys, and looking forward to next time. Okay.
Let us know. We're gonna have to have you back on. The markets are always changing,
Yes, sir.
and so we want to make sure that we're on top of that always.
Sure.
You bear the name of our organization,
Sure.
and so that matters.
Sure.
And Julio.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you coming. I appreciate you coming, bro.
Thank you.
Oh, for sure.
And
When Harlingen launches, we really gotta we really have to market your subdivision.
Yes, sir.
And we can't forget about the mission statement that we have for South Texas
Builders Alliance.
Builders Alliance. When we started this organization, we spent a lot of time at my house. As a matter of fact,
We did.
we were there till
Hold on,
about
wait a
1
minute.
o'clock.
Do you remember that one time
yes.
I brought over some mariachi?
Oh my god.
How big was your living room? It was just so.
I didn't think it was that big until we fit about 15 mariachis in there.
Yeah.
But let me tell you a story about Julio. Right? So it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, bro. We have, we're probably a little further in than we are out. Anyway, so we
Started drinking
We
and-
started drinking, and the mariachis come over, and Julio is like, oh, that guy right there, that mariachi right there, he is doing amazing.
And I go up to him and I'm like, go. And he's just like he went off.
Julio's ability to
He went
recognize,
off.
and he was great. Julio's ability to recognize the good in people and their talents is it is a talent that you have.
Thank you, Ronnie.
My brother.
Thank you, Ronnie.
It takes a special person.
And for me, from a personal perspective, it solidifies your decision to nominate me as the chairman of this organization.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
At that point, I was like, you know what? Julio sees something, and I ain't gonna let you down, doggy.
Oh yeah. Cheers,
Cheers.
to that. Yeah,
Cheers.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
Cheers, guys.
And after the podcast is
Joe.
the after.
Joe's in with
podcast.
SCBA now,
There you go. Like, oh, yes, for sure. I'll take a sip of this.
Yeah.